We're active in about 15 campuses, and we're growing very, very quickly. And keep in mind, this is not just a flash in the pan movement. We're going to become an institution to give them the power and the confidence to stand up and let their voice be heard. I started this organization when I was 18 years old. I decided not to go to college. I didn't get in my dream school, which was the United States Military Academy at West Point. I have this idea to galvanize and motivate the future youth of this country around a core set of ideas, not just political parties or politicians. And the ideas are really America's the greatest country in the history of the world. The Constitution is the greatest political document ever written, and free enterprise is the most assured way to lift people out of poverty and create prosperity for all. Those are the three big ideas. And I think that's something that can win. We as Christians are called to go into the public arena to correct error with truth. So I go to college campuses and there's a lot of error. We're all sinners. We all live in error. I'm far more interested in what God wants of me than what I want from God.
I have to say this without getting emotional, but I'm very proud of my husband. And I know many of you are too. You have worked so hard. And I know a lot of you have seen, obviously, his videos on TikTok and all the stuff he does on campus, but no one gets to see him from my angle except for myself and our children. And the sacrifices that he made this year, he's amazing. I'm very blessed.
And I would not have been able to do any of it without Erica. And that's the real truth. I'll tell you what. You are here as a grassroots response to the top-down revolution happening in this country. I want our Turning Point USA students to receive a round of applause. These are the freedom fighters of America.
And the media said that Turning Point could never run a ground game. They weren't experienced. They didn't know Charlie, right?
This is the greatest generational realignment since Woodstock. This generation is the most conservative generation that we have seen in well over 50 years, and the numbers show it. What young people especially are screaming at is they say, give me a structure that I can live my life by. And especially with young men, more challenging of them, more saying, you know what, honestly, I'm not gonna talk down to you. Stop being a boy and become a man. You want to learn what that means? Come to church and I'll tell you what it means to become a man. Because we have the greatest story ever told. What can I do to save the country? You answer that question every single day because you are doing the work to save this beautiful republic. You are doing something that is bigger than you.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's Friday. It's Weekly Rogues Gallery, episode 73. I'm back. I'm your host, Iron Oxide. And it's been a rough week.
I'm going to be the one to say it. God damn you, Iron.
I got that off of the Turning Point page. And yeah, we usually try to go pretty funny with the intros, but I just thought it was appropriate today with everything going on. The normal show, like I've did a pretty good job up until now using the Ironcast shows as more of the news, and this one's more the wacky pulp culture, but I don't know if there's really anything in that realm worth talking about. I mean, some of it might kind of overlap. I want to talk about Stephen King, maybe some of the positive and negative reactions out of some of the more celebrity-esque and Hollywood folks, but I think the first thing to do is go around the horn and introduce her. And finally here, after a little bit of a rough scheduling glitch, Drew Outstanding. It is great to have you on finally, man. How's it going?
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's great to be on. Yeah, the other time didn't work, but I think we're gonna have a better time, a tougher week for sure. We'll get into that, but I mean that's what we're here for, is to talk to each other, fellowship. That's what Charlie did.
Absolutely.
None of us agree with each other 100%.
Not at all.
And we all can jump around and
have you been in one of the X chat rooms?
I don't recommend it.
They're all
the spaces. Yeah, like X spaces. I would host them for sure and talk, medical stuff.
Oh, and I'm just talking about the simple little group chats just amongst us. They turn
us, yeah, too. Really. That same thing. It's like we all disagree on different levels and stuff, and we all get along and say our thing and respect each other. Maybe take a break and then come back and be like, yeah, that's what.
Sometimes that has to be. And this week there's a lot with emotions and everything being so high, I think, and a lot of people still digesting everything and kind of dealing with it their own way. So there's been a lot of got into the heated area, but that's the thing when there's nothing you can't talk out. You might call each other names and scream a little bit, but that used to be normal discourse, even among a group of friends, especially guys.
Yeah, those who don't know, I was in the Army. I'm a veteran now. I'm out of the Army, active duty. Took a break, went to college,
your service,
and then joined the National Guard again for another 15 years or whatever it was. And
oh wow!
Like we bust each other's balls, and like it just that's part of like doing the job is you realize that you can trust each other to be honest with each other when each other are messing up or whatever, just having a good time, and then you go back to doing the thing. And comparing that to our country, that's the one thing we all have in common here is we're all Americans or worldwide or whatever, but at least we think it's a good idea to have disagreements and see the other person's perspective and then take it or leave it and then go on with your life.
Yeah. It builds character, builds empathy, because you have to be able to, you don't have to agree with or anything the other person's point of view, but as long as you can kind of understand it or understand at least the reasons why they think that. I think that's why that getting into those yelling matches with your friends and maybe even being like the low man on a totem pole in a group of friends going out, like if you're a freshman and going into high school or in a sports team, that's such a important part of growing up, especially for young men. And
you need resistance like that
in a big way.
Yeah, because you're going to come a time later that you need those kind of skills or that thick skin or whatever. So it's better to experience it when you're younger. And then
And how to
this
deal
is wild. Yeah, if I could share a little bit, I met Charlie Kirk many times. I know who he is. He knows of me. He knew me. Or I'm not saying we're buddies or anything like that, but I went to America Fest. America Fest 2022 was the first event I went to for work outside after becoming hospitalized for my issue from the 2021 medical mandate type stuff. And so during that time, it wasn't Elon Musk Twitter X. It was still whatever Jack Dorsey or whoever he had on, after him, whatever. At the end, it was still that, everything was restricted. You couldn't talk on Twitter, and I couldn't talk on Facebook. I couldn't talk anywhere. You barely say code words on YouTube. And so they're like, "Hey, come to America Fest, check this out." Tim Cass was there, everything, and it was just you could actually talk to people that how where you're coming from. And I disagree on a lot of them. A lot of it was conservative red meat. Some stuff was way fringe. It was a mix.
Real quick, your mic cut out just a little bit, Drew. I'm sorry.
Okay. But yeah, just saying it was a mix of everything. You're never going to agree with somebody 100%, but we should all be able to talk. And this guy was just a base conservative Christian that knew his stuff to talk about in a speech. And what went down was horrible. And then lately, I've just been dealing with the after effects, like you guys were talking about earlier. Is just like the people that are justifying it, condoning it, even worse. Trying to get more of it. And people on my Facebook. I'm barely on Facebook. It's just for close friends and family, and it's disgusting. So yeah, like I've been defriending people. If they cross that line of just making it into a positive for whatever reason they have, I'm done with that. I don't need that in my life anymore.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
the fact
that's my
that we've come that far for anybody to think that that's not wrong. That's not like a lot of the online discourses. They're comparing it to the cancel culture of the early 2000 teens and everything else when that really started kicking off. This isn't the same as canceling somebody for a spicy meme or a little bit of a shit post. I mean, not even remotely close. This isn't something we'd condone on our own side about anybody. And yeah, that has made it 100 times worse. This was the one opportunity that everybody had to kind of say, whoa, wait, it does not matter. This should not have happened.
Yeah.
And the exact opposite happened.
It reminds me of the opposite thing of what happened after 9/11, how people came together for a ton. You would think it'd be something like that. And instead, it's just like this thing happened and it's just more divided. And yeah.
Well, what's worse is I think even if the U.S. got into a conflict, let's say we were attacked, I don't even think a war attacking us would even unify us at this point. That's how I think divisive the left specifically has become. That there's not going to be unification with the extreme what's left of the Democrat terrorist party. So
they'd probably run off and join the opposite side.
It has been positive to see it has been positive seeing on X though Democrats coming out and saying I'm no longer a Democrat. I cannot align with a party that celebrates this.
Yeah.
I'm done. This party's disgusting. And I'm leaving the Democrat Party.
They need a complete reset.
This is bigger, I think, than when there was the attempt on Trump.
It is 100%. Yeah, it is, because at least Trump was a political figure.
Mm-hmm.
That is still like there's still that level of it's always a possibility, no matter who it is as a public or a political figure. That's why they have security. This was just a guy.
Yep. Yeah, just a dude that didn't go to college because he saw that how horrible it was becoming for so many. So he started his own organization at 18 years old. Like, who does that?
That's incredible.
A genius.
Yeah, and then he's only 31.
31
so
years. Yeah.
18 to 31 built Turning Point USA, and all the help that he's done along the way for different causes and stuff. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I'm having a tough time with it.
Yeah, and just the reactions, they're not, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was...
Cecil, I don't know if you're... Everybody here knows who Cecil is. Drew, you know Cecil from...
I've seen a little bit through Chrissy Marin stuff.
Yeah. He's a funny guy. He's taking this very seriously, though, and he had some really good advice. He said that now's the time to, as hard as it is, just let them talk.
Yep.
Because they're chasing, and I know what his point is, that they weren't thinking when they didn't understand, almost like the Dark Knight when the mob invited the Joker in. They let somebody in as an ally that they didn't fully understand, and that's what they did with this kind of radical section of the left that they let in and pretty much turned over all their power to. because they wanted to increase their numbers.
That's a good point. It will be interesting. It might create a divide in them. Like they try to say, like, you know, people in power are in the presidency, right? You know, currently they try to get a divide, you know, between that. It kind of seems right more like, you know, leftists, Democrats, liberals. You got to figure out what you really believe instead of just going along with a boxed label.
And there is a divide. There has been for a long time, because I'm not shy about it. I've always been a little more center, but I definitely leaned more, I hate to even say left, but more liberal. You know, I was just anti-war. I think that, you know, I've kind of changed this thinking, but to a point, but anti-war and thinking that, you know, nobody deserves to go hungry or homeless in the United States. There's always a way we can fix that. That was my mindset back then. Voted for Obama because he promised to end the war. Then got completely disillusioned for a long time. Didn't vote until then 2016 showed up. And that's when I realized just how crazy the side that I thought I was on. I kind of figured out, well, I'm just a liberal from the 90s. I haven't changed. They have. It turns out I was always a little more right leaning. I just didn't know it, because conservatives were lame in the 90s. They sucked.
Yeah.
Do I want to be on the side that
is that a personal attack?
Yeah, but
Personal attack or something?
weird.
I was never political until I learned about taxes and how money's spent. So
I mean,
that was my.
I voted. I regrettably voted for Bush in his first term, and then what he got into. But Drew, thank you for your service from a squid to a bullet sponge. I appreciate your service.
Oh yeah.
I was in my second week because yesterday being 9/11, I was in my second to last week of boot camp. So when the towers came down, I was already in the Navy at that time. You're going through boot camp.
Okay. Yeah, I joined in 2004. Like when I was in high school, it happened when I was a junior, and then I'm like, I got to figure this out, and then I joined as soon as.
Yeah, politics really did not enter fully into my life until after I joined the military. As soon as I joined the military, that's when politics really started coming in.
In that sense, maybe it is like a 9/11 where it will inspire people to do something they wouldn't normally have done in a positive way. Yeah. So like 9/11, me, a lot of other people, they're like, "Yep, I'm joining." Or the people that are already in, like, "Yep, let's go. You know, let's figure this out. Let's stop the harm, stop the killing. What's going on? Can we knock all this stuff off? Why are we doing all this?" Type thing. And then maybe now with what just happened, maybe it'll inspire. I've already heard from people I know, like friends and family, that like they have a certain job with a license or whatever. And I have a friend, she was like, I'm thinking about just putting a hold on that and speaking out. I might lose my license or whatever, but I'm just going to put on a hold, and it feels like I should do the right thing.
That's what's insane. There's still, as a group of people that are either center, everything center right is alt right in the eyes of the left. Like if you're not 100% in, if you're not in, you're the enemy. They're like the Sith. It's fucking ridiculous. They deal in nothing but absolutes, and they're ready to eat their own in a second and dehuman one of their own for any kind of wrong think. But we're still afraid to publicly say who the majority of people are. They're afraid of what their work friends would know, but who they voted for, or the HR department and everything.
But now people are getting fired. They're getting called out because it's against the majority. The majority believe a bad thing happened. And if people are starting to say a bad thing didn't happen, or it was a positive or something like that, now they're like, what? Where'd my crew go? It's like, bro, you went too far. You know, we're calling you out.
They still think it's normal. The ones doing it still think we should be able to celebrate Charlie Kirk dying, and anybody that is sad, we're going to fire or get in trouble. Yay. It's not that way.
No. Well, not only that, it's not even just the people celebrating. A lot of these guys are asking to have more victims, right? So they have a list of, Ben Shapiro, whether you agree with him or not, Matt Walsh, anyone that just has conversations or speaks with people. And that could just, down the line, that could just be any of us. I know I said on other streams that I didn't know Charlie Kirk at all. I never met him, but he was just one person contact away from anyone in my circles right now. Drew met him. He could be. It could be any one of us. That could be Charlie Kirk, and that's why it hits hard as well too.
Yeah.
The thing is that he's still, because even though we're all very small strangers, we're still in the same space he was. We still do talk about certain things that he talked about as well. So even without a direct connection to him, we are still connected to him through the things that we've been doing. Now, some of us really
counterculture.
Yeah. And on top of that, really, if you really look at it, almost every single one of us that maybe hasn't met him and interacted with him are only like 2 steps away through people we've met and we interact.
It's very close. I go to these. I went to some of these events, and it's YouTube people, like small and big and whatever. Like it's people on X, people wherever you have your thing. It's people that were close and be like learning from each other and trying to figure out what we're creative at and what we're meant to talk about or show on camera or make a video about. It's like we're all learning here in a positive way.
Yep. And I think it's also an increase that I think the right is becoming more vocal in the sense that less afraid to say and speak our minds. It's becoming more and more, and it's been changing over, I would say, since 2016. That's where it started to shift. But I think really when it exploded was 2020 and COVID. That's, I think, more where people were really starting to go, you want to know what? I'm done being silent. I got to speak out against this because this is wrong.
Yeah, the silent majority. The silent majority is slowly becoming the vocal majority.
Well, it's only so many so you can take neighborhoods burning to the ground or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And besides Charlie Kirk, this week we also have the girl on the train.
Yeah.
That
was in my state. It literally happened like a couple counties over from mine.
I hear you from Nate. I hear you because the Catholic school happened like 20 minutes from where I live outside Minneapolis. So it's like, all this stuff is just, it's wild. And my son started going to a new school this year, and it was the same week. And I'm like, how do you deal with this stuff? How do you make sense of it in your own self, let alone other people's reactions?
You always pray and hope to God that it's never you, but even when it still happens, it's still horrible to hear about.
Lawrence Knight, Charlie and I had a mutual friend, a pastor in Long Beach, California.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, he was just from Arizona. That's not too far from there. Before I forget, Leo, let's go ahead and say hi to the chat real quick, see what we got in here.
I don't even think we finished intros.
Oh, sorry, I took it all.
Oh no, I was.
But I digress.
The rest.
Everybody knows who we are.
Yeah. First in, we got David D. As Crow would say, how's it going, David D? Let's see.
Fire it up!
Yeah.
Fire it up!
Got Lawrence Knight, of course. What's up, man? I did send you the link if you got time and you feel like popping in. Go right ahead. We got Blue Eyed Scorpio. I broke up with a girl because she liked a stupid movie. I hold grudges. Well, this is the show for you. Let's let the healing begin.
Also in the chat is Emily.
Hey, Emily Kruger, Master of Trivia. And I'm sorry, I quit scrolling for some reason. Sorry.
Obey your master. Master.
I think that's everybody. Anybody else pops in, we'll say hi.
Anytime I hear anyone call her that, I'm just like, obey your master.
Now I think of old school when I hear Master of Puppets now. They're picking everybody up in the vans and they're playing Master of Puppets.
You my boy, Blue.
That was one of the last good comedy movies too.
It was. We had that really good run in the
from like 2000 to 2010 or something.
Yeah,
basically from American Pie to Hangover or American Pie to Tropic Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All of those movies, which weren't that long ago. These aren't old movies by any stretch. They're just and now they could never be made in today's currently.
I know it's horrible. I mean, for a couple of reasons, you know, the easy one is the whatever woke stuff, but also they put so much money into all these superhero movies and stuff like that, where like small comedies can't combine. Because like, you know, you get Scarlett Johansson making whatever 50 million, something like that across a contract. Why would somebody similar to her want to go do a comedy for 500,000 or something like that?
Well, that's a neat thing. They don't have to, because they don't need Scarlett Johansson. In fact, I think that there's two genres that could save film and also help get away from Hollywood and make the new kind of independent renaissance. And that's
I guess
comedy. Well,
I'd
comedy
say
one. What's your other one?
Well, I could say two now, but I would say horror easily.
There we go.
But I want to say
Ding,
westerns
ding.
too. I'm all for westerns coming back. Well, any period piece. Like if you can do like a good period piece.
Yes, but those are a little more expensive.
I don't know. I mean, Robert Eggers does a really good job of doing those kind of movies.
Well, I'm talking about the reason I say comedy and horror is because of the price.
They
They're
can
so
be done very
Um,
cheaply.
So if you guys were at Dragon Con, Chris Gore actually did a seminar on this topic. So, yeah, it was mostly on the all the public domain horror movies that are coming out.
Butters.
Really?
And yeah, so all of them are small budgets, and you know, people make them out less than a year, and they you know, and they already pre-made the film before the copyright, and as soon as the copyright happens, they launch the copyright ends, they launch the movie or whatever. So it's like you got the Pooniverse, so now they got the movie coming out and stuff. But like you can just do there's that Popeye movie that came out or whatever. The Splits. It's just people just making these cheap little movies,
horror
and, like,
parodies. Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun. But I miss when horror used to actually build unknown actors and directors' entire careers. For directors, you got Carpenter with Halloween, Craven with Nightmare on Elm Street. It built careers out of complete unknowns. Kevin Bacon, Johnny Depp. God, there's some there.
Well, the reason most will work well is because, and on a low budget, is because it requires creativity. It requires like an art form. So with comedy, you get the writing has to be the timing. You know, you can't just do a bunch of jump cuts and long scenes of people just walking. It's got to be real stuff to have a good comedy.
Fast-paced, good writing. Comedies are a lot good. They would take a lot more talent.
Right.
The writing has to be good. If you get a horror comedy, then you really have to be on your shit.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about remaking Lord of the Rings in my own fashion, and I'm just going to take a selfie stick, walk through the woods, and throw a soundtrack on it.
Please don't.
There you go.
Has
Dude,
anyone
I bet
seen the
you throw some
McPherson
AI in that, and you basically have a shitty movie.
There you go.
A movie.
No. Get Kata to dress as a hobbit and just follow you the whole time. Just
Well, do you know what they used to be? They used to be like a Saturday Night Live skit, you know.
We could get MSK to be dildo swaggins.
No, you get Kata and do the Black Hobbit, like you know, you got the Blackula and the Leprechaun.
Blackula.
You ever seen? Yeah, you ever seen Blackula?
I've seen Blackula. You know, actually, Vagabond. That's actually a brilliant idea. Lord of the Rings comedy parody taking place in like urban inner city with.
Oh no!
Think about it.
Yeah, but like, but even certain comedies you can do, like there's stuff that was just improv the whole entire time. Or has anyone here seen the McPherson tape?
McPherson tape?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, it's the very first found footage movie ever.
The Alien. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't that predate the Blair Witch Project?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And so the film was originally lost in a fire. Someone found like a VHS tape or the master or some shit, right? And uploaded it to the early internet. Uploaded to the early internet, and so people were like, thought it was the definite, because there's no title, there's no ending or anything.
Yeah.
And so everyone just knows this is this McPherson family, and they were all improv actors. And people were like, So anyone who watched it, including myself, thought it was like the definitive. Oh man, UFOs and aliens are real and stuff. Like, oh, you gotta go. So you were like, hey, go to this site, watch it. It's called the McPherson tape, and like you would share it out, and like this has the proof that aliens exist.
And then you die in 7 days.
Watch it now. It's laughably bad.
I know, but early internet, like that was like
Everybody bought it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, okay, it's also the Animal Planet's The Lost Tapes. You're telling me
I love Lost Tapes, by the way.
Yeah,
that's my favorite show on Animal Planet.
You're telling me the budget was more than $100? Hell no. Per episode.
Have you seen some of the still behind the scenes like photos of like the costumes they use for some of those episodes? Like you look at it and you're like, how dude, some of them are actually comical.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're telling me it took them more than $200 to film an episode for the Animal Planet's Lost Tapes?
The vampire episode is still the most scary episode.
Found footage is one of the cheapest way to do horror movie. And
if you do it
but
right,
you do have to have really good improv actors. That's why the Blair Witch is still one of my favorite movies, and the actors really understood the project and did
they sell a
job.
shit out of
convincing.
That was a notice to Hollywood. That really was a notice to Hollywood too. The whole point that they did this with just a regular off-the-shelf video camera. You don't need to have all these crews. You can make a compelling, interesting movie pretty cheaply with no-name actors, and it'd be a success. You don't need to be making what it ended up being with all these blockbusters and Marvel and Star Wars.
You know, another good one that's an example. Well, I'll say two examples. So the first one is in Brazil. It's City of God. There was only one actual actor in there, and he was just like a background in like some Hollywood movie years ago. But other than that, it was all they just found local people in the city or whatever. It's one of my favorite movies. It's like a gang war movie that takes place in one of the favelas in Brazil, and it was based on a true story that happened. And then another one, whether you like the premise or not, as a lot of us are more right leaning, it's a movie called it's first a book, A Spook Who Sat by the Door. So it's a blaxploitation film about a black guy that joins the CIA and FBI, learns all the stuff, goes back into the hood, and teaches it to all the black folks to try.
The title makes perfect sense now that you explained the premise. Oh my god, that's so awful.
Yeah, so the whole movie they grill it. It's like I said, if you might not like the premise, but they did not get any permits to make the movie. They filmed wherever they wanted to film at. They did a riot scene where people in the neighborhood actually thought it was an actual riot. So they were actually like pushing over cars and stuff, and they just kept rolling. Like I said, say what you want about it or whatever. But like there was barely any budget for that, and then it got banned in the United States for a long time until like early 2000s.
Well, and another reason why I think all of these ideas are good, we don't need the marketable A-list actors anymore. We kind of need to replace them, the studios, the and the filmmakers themselves. Get new, fresh blood in there, and eventually, if any of them want to come join the new movement, they're more than welcome to, as long as they can be cool. But like. Another one, it's gone more mainstream now, but the Terrifier movies, what I like seeing about that is Damien Leone's actually a good director if you know film. You don't have to like that kind of movie, but he's really freaking good, really passionate, and all he cares about is making good movies. He'll work with anybody. He's very outspoken about that. He just wants to make the best experience for the viewer possible.
And that's what it's all about. It got too much money in it, where people are first going for the money, then going for maybe helping their portfolio, but very less people is going, I want to make a creative project. I'm on this project for X amount of time. I'm going to give it my all. Don't know what's going to look like on the end, but we're going to do the best we can. And now it's just, here, 20-year-old, you know, we're gonna get you in a Marvel movie and a Hunger Games movie and a Disney movie, and then here's basically your whole path, you know, right out there, and you're gonna be in all the junkets and you know all the different things, and that's not art anymore. That's not creative.
It's not.
And and then losing all the costumes and makeup and sets, like it's all green screen now, even like an office setting.
Oh
is
yeah,
just green screen and like a table.
Another thing, again, you don't have to like the kind of movie, but Terrifier, conventional effects. My God, some real things that are tangible. Like they have to clean up for like 2 hours after a scene.
Wow.
If you've seen them, you know why.
Well, that's art. That's creative. That's what it used to be. Is you like the movie Alien? You know, the director didn't tell the cast that the alien was gonna come out while they thought they were just eating and filming eating dinner together kind of scene, and then the chest explodes and stuff like that, and you don't see that now. You won't get that from a director, or people will complain on set.
And they had to do that in one take, and that's how good that actor was.
Well, you see, you guys should have came to Dragon Con because I went to almost every panel Chris Gore had, and all this was brought up, honestly.
Oh man. And hey, late edition, Lawrence Knight, how's it going, man?
Things are going good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
we can
good.
hear you.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Only got an L for you though. You
What?
got
What?
Well, I'm not normally on Streamlabs, so I guess I have to upload my image.
Yeah, it's a little tricky to upload your picture, but you can if you want.
I think
I'm glad we kind of got away from the depressing talk a little bit first, kind of get a bit of a palette change. But I do want to take a look at Emerald. Do you already have? We could just do kind of some highlights. We don't need to watch the entire clip because I recommend everybody just go watch it themselves. Because Charlie Kirk's wife did make public speech today, so I do want to look at that.
I will get that going. Otherwise, keep talking well.
No problem. Now,
but yeah, it's good to combine a little, you know, realistic stuff because we all live in the real world, and then we have stuff that we're more interested in, you know, living our daily lives and enjoying kind of cool stuff. So, yeah, it's a good balance.
But yeah, back to what we were talking. While he's getting that pulled up, I think the independent scene with everything is about to blow up.
I agree.
Oh, it definitely is.
I mean, you can't have creativity if you have executive-led focus group that is only appealing to one, you know, small part of your audience, and think that that's what you have to then insert into a script. The original writing isn't even there anymore. There's you can tell how
they're adding
everything is.
Yeah, they're adding fight scenes later. It's all like the studio, you know, puts it all there, and then they cast a director to just feel like, okay, here, fuck around with some couple scenes, you know, and act like you're worth your whatever $5 million or more. But I don't know.
Again, part of it is just the lack of authenticity, the lack of it being art, and the lack of trust that the audience has now with these big studios. So of course, yes, the independent is I think going to have its explosion coming up. You're going to have more and more independents start to kind of take off.
Well, honestly, I think it's already happening because
I do too. It takes such a long. It's going to be a very long process. But
you know what I've noticed too is that.
Oh, go ahead, Laurie.
What I've noticed is that a lot of mainstream actors all of a sudden are doing a lot of independent movies. I mean, I'm seeing them pop up everywhere. I'm like, when the hell did this person do this, and when did they do that? And they're leaving the main because they know they're not going to make another dime. It's dead. They've ruined it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is only 16 minutes long. We might just watch the whole thing if we can get through it. If it's going to be a little bit of a rough watch.
Yeah.
Jesus.
God bless her, by the way.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful. Charlie always said that if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office that his top priority would be to revive the American family. That was his priority. One of Charlie's favorite Bible verses was Ephesians 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children. He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love. I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't. But Charlie, baby, I know you do too. I know you do. So does our Lord. And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good. He's so incredibly good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Already I have seen the worldwide outpouring of love for my husband. I've heard the testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families, to seek out a relationship with God. It's the most important one of all. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow him. He could always find the ones who could handle any setback. And it's almost like he knew. He could see it in you. Even when you couldn't see it in yourself, he just knew. He knew you could handle it. You thought you only had 5% left, and he knew you had 15. He knew you were ready to go that extra mile even when you didn't. He always challenged people around him to work harder and to be better. He never gave up. And I love knowing that one of his mottos was never surrender. So I want to tell you that we'll never surrender. We never will. Ever. Ever. Our campus tour this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. The radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. And in a world filled with chaos, doubt, and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. And it will ring out louder and more clearly than ever. And his wisdom will endure. My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. You know. If you're in high school or if you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved. He wants you to make a difference. And you can. You can. The movement's not going anywhere, and it will only grow stronger when you join it. If there isn't a chapter, you can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You can start one. And as my husband used to say in this room, every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com. If you're a pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit. Bring your kids, bring your family. But most important of all, if you aren't a member of a church, I beg you to join one. A Bible-believing church. Our battle is not simply a political one. Above all, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. The spiritual warfare is palpable. Charlie loved his Savior with all of his heart, and he wanted every one of you to know him too. He wanted everyone to know that if they confess the Lord Jesus Christ who rose from the dead, then they will be saved. Hear me when I say this, nobody is ever too young to know the gospel. Nobody. Nobody is ever too young to get involved with saving this beautiful country, this country my husband loved and still loves. And nobody is ever too old either. There's no age limit. I know my husband is still here. He's watching over us. I don't remember the last time I slept. I couldn't sleep last night. And Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Oh, Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness, Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about. Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day. Thank you all again who love my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them. All of them. God bless you all. And may God bless America.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Not very good.
It was rough.
Yeah, and I normally wouldn't play something like that, but I think everybody needs to
Well, you know,
see it.
It reminds me.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it reminds me of a conversation I was having with my aunt earlier about this whole thing. And, I just kept telling her, because, we live in an age where it seems like shit like this happens all the time. Like Theo keeps pointing out, there's been like 4 Black Swan events within like a month period recently. But for whatever reason, I was telling her, I was like, for whatever reason, this is the one that seems like it's finally just broken everybody. Like, why is that? And, she looked at me and she was like, I feel like for you and, your, people of your age, who are in the faith, it's because he was such a pivotal pillar, in the church and, just, in American culture, a lot of people looked up to him and, being a believer myself and just, seeing how much he loved God and how much he loved the Lord. I just don't understand. It's like I told her, how can you be so evil to just take someone out like that?
Well, I've been wondering that myself, and I keep thinking of all the people, why this guy who I don't see as threatening.
They literally
but
killed
that's
him.
What I think that's what makes him the most threatening. Because right now, what they're still trying to do is mischaracterize everything he said and paint him as a completely different person than what he actually was.
I'm so sorry. He didn't
take small clips out of context.
Well, they're doing it because they know the media. They know that this is their fault. They know it's their fault. So even right now, just before you came on, I saw some of them scrambling, they're trying to blame Trump for this. That idiot JB Pritzker was trying to say it was Trump's fault.
They are, and they're still trying to paint themselves as the victim. Like right now, I'm not familiar with this person. She might be more libertarian, but she's still, the right is now fully engaged in cancel culture.
Oh, fuck off. Like you haven't been engaged in cancel culture for over a decade now. Go fuck yourself.
The only
it's only okay. Once again, it goes back to it's completely okay when they do it. But God forbid anyone else other than them gives them a taste of their own medicine. All of a sudden, then they don't like it.
These are the only roles they know how to play by that Marxist.
The idea is there should be equal treatment under the law, under the press, under your workplace, wherever it may be. If make up the rules and everybody abide by them is the thing that most people want and expect. But like that side, like, no, you were saying we should be able to say whatever we want and or not get fired.
What anybody said.
No, you have the right to freedom of speech, but you also have the freedom
consequence.
And
here's what I have to say that too.
Oh, real quick, when confronted, her first thing is to start whataboutisms. Like, her thing right here. Many on the right celebrate the killing of Palestinian children, which, by the way, that is complete
That's a
fucking
lie.
bullshit.
That is a lie.
That is complete bullshit.
And this has nothing to do with Palestine. Like
it's a whataboutism. It's a way to what about this? Let's turn it this way. Like they're doing the what about that the lawmaker in Minnesota that was killed, still trying to push the lie that
why is that?
her and her husband were killed by right-wing Trump extremists wearing a Walter White mask. Nuh-uh. The guy already said why he did it. Yep, believe him or not.
Well, they're trying to say that Charlie's killer was MAGA.
Yeah, that's why they also use the word dog whistle. All of saying someone's dog whistling is just a way of another form of straw manning someone's point that you can say. Like if I said the sky is blue and then you're like, oh well, that's a dog whistle for blue. It's just a way of putting words in someone's mouth that they never actually said, because you don't actually have a.
Because they're trying to win. They're not trying to learn. They're not trying to listen. It's a constant. They're trying to win. And there's
I'm gonna say this:
funniest one,
people always
was a racist dog whistle. I remember hearing that one not that long ago.
Yeah, I was having back and forth with someone on Facebook about it, which I did unfriend this earlier today. And so I did go back to his page and see if he said anything about people unfriending him, and he's complaining about that. But basically, these people have they've been like this for a while. It's just now it's in the limelight. They're advocating it. It's more than them just celebrating. They're advocating.
I think the money's running out. The money's running out in Hollywood. The money's running out in corporations, and so you can't have all these fake DEI jobs. Whatever. Fake jobs. Jobs that people are not qualified to do, and they're getting paid ridiculous amount of money, and that's why a lot of layoffs are happening. Employers are just like, no, we're not going to put up with this anymore. If you're going to be a mess or a liability or a lawsuit, then we're done playing this game.
Well,
somebody should be fired for this. This is the meme is Charlie's daughter in the front row, and she has red jam or something all over her face.
Disgusting.
I am a very firm believer in the concept of karma, and a lot of these fucking people are really not going to like what happens to them.
Well, here's what I'm going to say too. These people have always been there. They're the same people who say words are violence. That's why they targeted Charlie. He was the most peaceful out of all of us. He just had a disagreement with putting words in his mouth. They misconstrued anything he says. Oh, he said he doesn't like empathy. But if you read his whole quote, he was saying he'd rather use the word sympathy. And we can go on and on with examples.
Yeah.
Even if you point that out, they come up with some other excuses. They're not here for dialogue. They're here to force their ideology on us. It all goes back to John Money with the whole trans. It all comes down to the whole trans thing. They want to blur the lines to what children consent to. And if you're saying man, woman, and God first, and then you have your children, you disrupt that whole thing. And that's what it boils down to. They're trying to say children can consent, and anyone disagreeing with that is the enemy to them, and they draw the line of the sand. And
because if you question that is their entire being, and if that's questioned, you're attacking their existence.
Yeah, the J.K. Rowling thing. You could be complete on one, wavelength with people, and then if you disagree on one thing, you're out.
You're out.
Or for example, the pronoun bullshit, right? So we seen the video of the guy in GameStop. I mean, there's more recent examples. This is the one that came up first in my head.
The most well-known.
The GameStop one. All the person behind the counter said, "I'm sorry," and a normal human being, even if we accepted your pronouns, right? A normal human being would have said, "All right, I forgive you. These are my pronouns, and hopefully we'll try not to. Everyone makes mistakes, so we'll try." But no, the dude starts tearing up the whole fucking store. And same thing. The one at the Sonic, right? It was the guy called one of the employees called you sir, instead of being pulled like, hey, next time can you just call me ma'am or whatever. No, the person gets hostile, right
He
away.
wants the
Holds up the whole
scouts.
fucking line. Like, it's never peaceful with him. It's never, hey, I'm trying to be a woman or whatever it is. You know, even if I disagree, if any of these
It
guys
always
actually-
escalates.
Well, because they want validation. It's about seeking validation, and they're getting it through conflict. Like the guy who purposely goes into restaurants to create a stir with the second language staff and videotape himself, because how much easier is it to just look for validation that way than to actually get good at something?
Yeah, when they try to see all the different, sides and parties and stuff like that and labels, it's really, are you a builder or are you a destroyer? And a lot of these things relate to destroying, something, destroying somebody else's religion, destroying, creative art,
perverting it somehow,
Hollywood, or destroying the family or whatever it is, as opposed to people that build up and are building things, making things, being creative, being engineers, like trying to help people, not harm them. And it's just like, which policy goes towards harm, and what is actually, where are we going, or is it just decay? And that's usually how I'm like, not classifying people, but it's like, hey, are we working on something together, or are we just ripping each other apart? Because I don't want to practice any other way.
We've talked about it a couple times this past week. This is a turning point. I think a lot of the, stuff that they've tried before, it's not going to work anymore. Them trying to
backfire completely.
Yeah, it's starting to backfire right now. Them labeling you as, sexist, bigoted, racist, transphobic, like none of that works anymore. Like people have finally woken up and realized, this is all fake. This is a game to you fucking people. And you know what? We're not falling for it anymore. And I think that's really just going to entice people to really stand up even more, because it's just been one big grip the entire time. And with Charlie, passing away, the odds of them ever getting their way, it's gone completely.
Well, here's another good example of what they got coming right here. There's going to be a lot. This is just one of the latest ones. I've got a ton of them bookmarked.
And these people reap what they fucking sow. Oh, I did see this.
There's a problem. Yesterday I said that this isn't the left. It's not us. And it's certainly not my left. It's not any part of the left that I participate in. But this is the left. These people are part of the left. They are our staffers. They're in our cohorts. They're repping Young Democrats of America. They're in our colleges. They are part of the left, and it's a problem. Around 2016, we made a deal with the devil. We just welcomed them in as liberals and said, you're one of us, you're just like us. But they're not. They want to take away property rights.
I had no idea who she is. She's a Destiny shill. It doesn't matter. The thing is, whoever it is, people are gonna. She's all. I knew somebody was gonna say it. Theo's not here.
Wait, isn't that chick not so erudite or whatever her name is?
I have no idea. I just liked what she had to say, because
this is my first time seeing her.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought she was just some random chick. But it's good if she is one of the well-known ones and she's saying this. That's a good thing.
I think that's who that is.
Yeah,
yeah, she's a
because it doesn't take it something like that, and then before long, her side will see that she's saying this, and she'll be categorized as practically alt-right.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I can speak on this as well too. Well, for me, that what pushed me to I used to be a raging leftist kind of I was the very opposite of a libertarian at one time.
And then you went to the wrong McDonald's, right?
No, well, that was later in life. But what happened for me was I used to be pro-black. I would do everything I could in the black community and stuff. And then what changed me was just a simple. I thought I was being reasonable and stuff. I cared for other people, whatever. And eventually, I started getting called Uncle Toms and stuff and coons for a simple disagreement on whatever issue or whatever, right? Another thing was I grew up on comics, and I said I don't like one of my favorite characters of all time growing up was Wolverine. I just like the way he used to yell at Steve, calling people bub and everything. And like, but then I would see these other people where it's people who used to make fun of me for going to like the nerd stuff or whatever. I'll be like the only black guy in the anime group or whatever, right? And all of a sudden, like, oh well, Wolverine, we need a black Wolverine and stuff. And I'll say,
Why?
no, I would question it, and then, oh, you're a fake black person. You, like, even people who I actually knew were like saying shit, and it just pushed me further and further away. And then I started waking up to seeing all the kind of pretty much all the bullshit, right? And then eventually after high school, when you start working for yourself, and like I said, I used to be a straight up commie and stuff, but I like owning my stuff, my own stuff,
Right.
Yeah, they work for.
getting your car broken into and someone taking your shit, and then because all I drive is Hondas, and you know the older Hondas, you get the key and just open someone else's door. That happened to me, and then I worked hard for all my shit and it was just gone. And more is just like, all right, oh fuck this shit, it's not worth it. And then that's eventually I started seeing like early 2000s, started seeing Eric July and stuff, and I was like, well, you know what, that makes sense. And more, I just became an ANCAP libertarian.
So we earlier was brought up the whole point that they're constantly calling the right all of the normal words, and the media is running away from them saying it. They've been deleting posts and all this stuff, trying to clean it up. Oh, except for one politician known as Jasmine Crockett.
Oh boy. We've got to talk about like what it means when you're running for president or you're running for one of these higher offices, and you go out there and you talk about beating people up. You go out there and you say things like, I could shoot somebody in the middle of the street in New York and I could still win. We got to talk about like that is next level. Me disagreeing with you, me calling you, I want to be Hitler. All those things are like not necessarily saying go out and hurt somebody. But when you're literally telling people at rallies, yeah, beat them up, and that kind of stuff, like you are promoting like a culture of violence. So we need to talk about like what it looks like when you don't promote a culture of violence.
This was after his killing.
Yeah. You could tell she. I know it got exposed that that's not how she talks.
Not
so
at
that's
all.
why she's,
No, it's not.
So that's why she's doing all them hand gestures and stuff. So she's trying to keep the cadence of speaking that way. We've seen that with Hillary Clinton as well too.
Well, all the Democrats have taught that technique.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, all of them.
They're all
fucking
aliens from Mars. It doesn't really matter.
Well, none of them are authentic. They don't like. That's the one thing you see. Trump is just fine. You're gonna get Trump no matter what, no matter where he is, who he's talking to. He might even say some things where you're like, "Oh, God, don't we love our blacks? Come on, they're great, aren't they?"
On the behalf of the United States of America, you can suck my dick.
But like the thing is, like, I don't even agree with everything Charlie Kirk had to say. He's more in the conservative space, so of course he wants, somewhat of a government thing. I'm an ANCAP, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I would do this thing differently or want it differently that way, but a lot of things he said was true, and I agreed with. So even people that were arguing with me on Facebook was like, one guy that I unfollowed today, he was bringing up Thomas Sowell and Clarence Thomas as if they were the most evil black people on earth, and I'm like, I didn't tell them, but like I follow everything Thomas Sowell ever had to say. So you saying Thomas Sowell is evil, you're practically saying I'm the evil one here. And so, and you already just made me the enemy as well. So I don't need this negative person in my life. If he's wishing death on Thomas Sowell and Clarence Thomas, he's indirectly also wishing death upon me or whatever.
And there's
Well,
they
Vagabond, you
can't
made a
even
good
just
life for
acknowledge that
yourself? How
even
dare
if you
you.
don't agree with Thomas Sowell or Clarence Thomas, you still have to acknowledge that they're two of the greatest minds, period.
Well, not only that, this whole thing boils down to Charlie Kirk has never laid his hands on anybody.
No.
He's never yelled. We haven't seen one video of him yelling someone out of their name or anything. He's always been respectful. He made her raise his voice a couple times. But other than that, he's never did anything.
Imagine having that kind of self-control in every situation that he's in with college. He goes into the belly of the beast and just can keep his composure, intelligence, dialogue, respect.
Yeah.
Brandon Tatum was telling a story how he was at an event with him, and this crazy girl got mad because she couldn't answer a question. So she grabbed the hat off his head, and Brandon Tatum's a big guy. He was like ready to go after her. He's like, no, let her have the hat. Who cares? I think the number one thing he did was he asked them questions. And when you ask people questions that they can't answer, it kind of shatters their worldview and makes them start asking more questions to themselves. And that's a huge threat to this entire extremely fragile movement that they have.
Yeah, I just got done watching the Jubilee episode. It was like from a year ago. So it's like 20, I think it was 20 woke college kids against Charlie Kirk. And he had the different things that he brought up. College is a scam, just like basic stuff, you know. It's wild. They went nuts. Yeah, I suggest watching that Charlie Kirk Jubilee from about a year.
And here's the other thing too. I think even though a lot of these guys are getting fired, it's not going to stop if we still have foreign agents funding fake protesters. Because, you know, like the guy that was on the megaphone, for all we know, he's a paid Soros protester as well.
Likely is.
So just as we try to, like, for all the elections, we don't want foreign agents in our elections. We got to stop these foreign fundings of protesters and any of those. Like,
I got to call Trump out. The fact that it took this to get him to open investigation into Soros and his son.
Well, not to make a pun, but it is the turning point and it's the wake up call. So maybe it put the fire to his foot or whatever, or foot to his ass or whatever you like to say. And, you know,
fire to his ass, the foot, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Boots to asses.
Yeah.
Fire and foots and butts.
Yeah, but this is the turning point. Like, hey, we can't just keep pussyfooting around. Look, there's a lot of this shit going on. There's professional paid protesters that every protest. What about these bricks that keep laying down anytime a black person gets killed? Sometime, right? Like,
that's what we're not seeing right now. We're not seeing riots. We're seeing vigils. You know, communities aren't being burned down across the country like in 2020.
I swear the media right now is the meme of the guy holding the stick, poking, going, "Come on, right? Come on, right? Do something.
Do something.
Do something."
Yeah. That's what they want. That's what people want. The people that profit from this stuff and get power to either get money or power from this, they want to go at it. Yeah.
Well, I think part of the other problem too is, okay, a lot of these, like, okay, a neighborhood burns down. We've seen this with the fires. The city council and stuff, it's a whole money laundering scheme, right? Yeah. They get these contractors that they're in cahoots with. We can't we're going to rezone these for multi-family housing or whatever, right? So then you get these apartments, they take forever. And then you get these non-profit, and this is why they don't solve the problem. You hire these non-profits to where, say there was a non-profit promising to read books to homeless people. That doesn't solve shit, but they'll get all this fucking funding to go read books to homeless people for like, and they're half the homeless people probably not even listening.
There ain't no books either.
It's just free snacks and shit or whatever. They'll do that, and then they'll go bid again next year to get some more of our taxpayer money to go read books to homeless people.
No,
you know, it's a never-ending cycle of this. It's all they're doing is all these. It's a scam, a Ponzi scheme to leverage tax money or the theft they take from the average citizen, and we're paying for this nonsense.
Now, just to get back to this one, where's my tab? So, and just to jump forward, all she really does, I don't know who she is. Apparently, she's probably said a whole bunch of really retarded shit. I don't care. That's her right to say retarded shit, but saying that, you know, she's against something like this and against everybody that does that is kind of a silver lining. We need to see more of that on the other side. I gotta say, of all people that I've been impressed with this whole thing is Cenk Uygur. Chunky, whatever.
Oh yeah, from the
He's
Young
been
Turks. Yeah.
pretty authentic with his response and being against all this, so that's good to see. But here's where what I really want to get into. Everybody's responses, a lot of them have been really terrible. Now, what do we do if somebody says something really awful, gets called out, and actually takes accountability and acknowledges it?
Okay, so I know what you're talking about, and that's
they may have said some really horrible stuff, even stuff that could have contributed to the climate that we're in. But when do we have to kind of say, hey, I accept your apology, maybe give a little bit more?
Well, and then now what are you going to do? Now are you going to call out all the crap, that's out there? And not go along with it or promote it or justify?
Yeah. I got to agree with Drew. The only way I would even accept an apology from anyone is if their actions speak after that and they stop the rhetoric. But if then they do the apology and then they come out within a week later and are right back to the same thing, that's why I'm not getting an apology right away. And I know you're talking and bringing up
their shitty behavior is getting a spotlight now. So, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And so
what if it leads to more reasonable behavior thereafter?
Then that apology worked and I would accept it, but it's not going to be an immediate. I respond. I can bring up my response to Stephen King, but essentially
go ahead.
I'll bring it up. I'll just say what I said. I said essentially, it's like, I do not accept your apology. If I were a bookstore owner, I would be removing your books from the shelves and sending them back to the distributor and asking for a refund. The reason I say that is because after this occurred, he still went after Charlie.
Yeah. And
that is where it went too far. I don't care. I don't care about apology. Now, in a couple weeks, and we see that they don't have this, and he's not doing the rhetoric and stuff, and he changes, then I might be able to. I'd be willing to back off a little bit. But at this time, because you did this, you only are apologizing because you got attacked and called out for your BS.
And that's what I'm wondering.
Because they probably got a publicist, or they got an insurance company, or they're losing sponsors. It's something that they're being forced to do when they know that they don't want to do, or they didn't even write it. Maybe
here's why I want to push back on that a little bit, because Stephen King, he's said he's right up there with Mark Hamill level retarded when it comes to this stuff, and he's at an age and an amount of money. But Stephen King doesn't really give a fuck anymore at his age, and with everything he has. He's gotten in trouble with places before. He's already had repercussions, and his response has always kind of been a bit of a fuck you. So the fact that he saw this, and he's been kind of going on an apology tour all day, like even highlighting the stuff he said, the stuff that Charlie actually said that he took out of context with an actual apology, it might be a good first start. Maybe there's a little bit of self-reflection going on there. Maybe I'm just delusional. I'm hoping the best for people.
Yeah, I mean, you be positive, and then hopefully it'll turn around and he'll stop being a fuckhead about it. About
a lot of people know I like his books. It has nothing to do with me being a fan of his books. This is
we'll see what happens next.
If a random person on the internet said something stupid like that, then came out later. In other words, they have there's no financial things or anything that's involved with it. And then came out and he goes, "Do you want to know what? I was wrong. I didn't use the full quote. I never saw the full quote. You guys showed me. I didn't realize he had said that. And I apologize. That was wrong of me to jump to conclusions." Then but it could be anyone that's in Hollywood, anyone that's Hollywood that has access to publicists, lawyers, and all that stuff. No, this is a financial and a legacy protection type move to go. No, please don't come after me.
I can totally understand why you see it that way. You're not. I'm not saying you're even wrong. I'm just saying I hope you are. I hope.
Well, I
want to give benefit. I want to give benefit of the doubt to everyone, and just say, you want to know what? Emotions are flying high right now. And you want to know what? It may be a bad take, but at a certain point, especially with what we have going on with saving all the people that are celebrating, that's a completely different thing. Mm-hmm. This, what he's saying, is a little bit of a celebration, not so much. It's a victim shaming. It's victim blaming.
This victim shit.
That is a bridge too far. The cheering on and the victim blaming for me is a little bit of a bridge too far. It is literally everything the left always goes and says, well, it's because what she was wearing. Is that what you're saying? It's because of what she was wearing?
Yeah. I accepted the apology. And here's my reasoning. Me dealing with a lot of people on the left, usually they never apologize. They double or triple down no matter what evidence you show them. Stephen King's 77 years old. I don't see where he's financially held to a hold to anything. I accepted the apology. I would take back my acceptance if I see anything weird after that.
If he just goes back to business as usual. That's kind of what I put in my response was, this is a good first step. Maybe it's time to kind of go back and reflect on a lot of things.
Yeah,
so
I got a good example.
Everybody can get back to
look at Kata's response. That's kind of, you want to know what? I'm kind of in alignment with what Kata's said there.
Where's there he is. This is exactly what almost every person on the left does. Spout bullshit enough times until people believe it.
He's saying that line and just kept saying that. It's the same thing. You just keeps repeating the lie. And so, I mean,
well, I did like what he said right here, because Ted Cruz called him a horrible, evil, twisted liar. And he said he's speaking about himself. The horrible, evil, twisted liar apologizes. This is what I get for reading something on Twitter without fact checking. It won't happen again.
That's a good point. Like, with all his millions of dollars and
also remember, he's old.
Yeah, and he's old. Why are you on Twitter? Like, I wish I could not be on it.
Old people and technology are a horrible mix.
I'm nobody.
Go back to your typewriter. Just go back to your typewriter and write your next book.
I don't get it. Like, all of his accomplishments, the things he built up, the whatever, it's like, and he wants to be on Twitter at this age, just arguing with people and then spewing this stuff.
To be fair,
and he knows that he's acknowledged, he's like, over half of my fan base can't stand me anymore and won't buy any of my books, but I don't care. That's why it tells me he might be doing a little bit of like, wait the fuck a minute. This might be an oh shit moment, and I really fucking hope it is.
We'll see.
Not just because it's Stephen King. I hope a lot of people are having.
Like I said, you have an example in this is Anna Kasparian. So she was, kind of off the walls, whatever it was, 5+ years ago, and then it was like the Kyle Rittenhouse case where she's like, "Oh, this happened differently than what I've been told by everybody else," and really it was the people that were telling her echo chamber, and then she actually looked into this stuff. And then the second was when she kept getting like assaulted by people in San Francisco or wherever.
And again, that's kind of
the reason why. I used to be, like I said, I used to be a leftist, and once you start looking at things and the things that you were told is not really true, and you see you can find pictures of me in the Trayvon Martin shirt, right? And I've been to the Trayvon Martin marches and stuff. And
once you get rid of, sorry, there we go.
But like but then when you learn more, when you actually look at the of evidence of the case and stuff, you're like, okay, well, that's why Zimmerman got off, and maybe I need to reevaluate what I was thinking.
Yeah, because you're capable of critical thinking, and it just seems like some of these people cannot critically think. They can only think about what they've been told and repeat it, and not go outside of that narrow tunnel.
The only way somebody who's been lied to, there is going to have to be them realizing that they've been lied to.
Yeah, and then
I had to have that moment. You did.
Well, that's what I'm saying for him, because normally when all of us argue with the leftists, right? We'll like, no matter what facts we show them, they double, triple down and leave the debate or whatever all the time. The difference with Stephen King is he deleted his tweet, said, I apologize for that. And that's why it's different for me, is that normally we don't get that from the left at all. And so that's why I'm more forgiving on this one.
I think I'm a little bit I'm a little bit jaded when it comes to it, because too many times
I get that.
and then go right back to doing it. And that's why I'm not just gonna automatically accept an apology at this. I mean, like I said, now if you want to know what, maybe this is the turning point for Stephen King, where maybe this is the point where he goes, you want to know what? Maybe I am being lied to about everything that I'm being told, and he starts looking into.
And I've contributed to being part of the problem because he is a huge cultural figure who has been saying the same bullshit, accusing everyone that he doesn't agree with as being almost literal enemies. This could be a moment, and I hope it is.
And I hope it does too, but I'm not gonna. Like I said, it's gonna take a little while for me to accept that apology.
We're also seeing people on the left.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm no longer a leftist because the left is cheering death and stuff right now. And they're like, this is not what I came to this part for. You know, so I think the crazies are still out there, of course. But then I do think,
like Cecil said, they're going to chase even some dedicated ones away. And what happens to the dedicated one? Fucking RFK Jr. was a Democrat. He's on part of Trump's cabinet. Tulsi Gabbard.
Well, that's the thing. Like it right now, the whatever that side, whatever you want to call them, it's like they all went to a party, and then they're like, "Okay, thanks for coming to the party. Now we're gonna go do some crime." Be like, whoa, that's not what I signed up for. You know, it's gonna be something like that. Be like, well, you're here, might as well. You're gonna drive us, you know, or we're gonna use your platform, or you know, we're gonna use your movie star, Mark Ruffalo, King Sting, whatever, you know. But it's like, no, it's not the cool thing anymore to have all this destruction and ripping down and destroying people and lives and families.
And see, kind of, I'll let you go just a second, real quick. Charlie Kirk, his whole crime was having conversations. So if we don't open up and try to have a conversation with Stephen King or Shank Ugert or any of the other ones that might be coming around, you got to think, got to think about it that way too. But it's going to be really hard with the anger we're all feeling. Go ahead, Vagabond. I didn't mean to cut you off, dude.
Oh, no worries. I was just gonna say it's like the one chick that was that's a lesbian that like she left the like, you know, a lot of our circles had her on as a guest. I forget her name. Sorry. But like as soon as she was like, hey, you know what, like I'm a lesbian, but then like all of them started going after her because she didn't agree with the trans stuff. J.K. Rowling even came in support of Charlie Kirk and didn't believe in the killing of the was justified. And look how they acted towards her just for her saying that what turned her into more of our side is just the whole trans issue. She doesn't believe women and trans are the same thing, and they totally disregarded her. You see a lot of the stuff she says now.
She's hated almost as much as Trump on the left. Almost as much.
Yeah. Like they're attacking one of my favorite VTubers right now because she decided she was going to go play Hogwarts Legacy last week.
Yep. If you're not with us, you're against us. I mean, you can't support the person that left. It's a cult.
Harry Potter, the most right-wing piece of fantasy literature ever written.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, speaking of
just to end it with that, there are no rules. You know, they just there can be no rules in their game because they'll just cheat. You know.
Yeah. Vaughn, how are you holding up, buddy? You're muted.
You can't hear you.
You've been muted this whole time, maybe.
He's still muted.
Well, I know what you said that time. Nope.
I still can't hear you.
I agree with Vaughn.
He's still been making so many great points.
You got to say it a little louder, buddy.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yeah, check your source. Make sure it's plugged in. We'll get back to you.
We talked about.
I thought that was part of the bit. I thought he was just a mime.
I was getting ready to say you can run a comic book company, but can't run a microphone.
Kind of different things there, Nate. That's not true.
Nate, I think
that is some profanity laced comments right there. I can say.
Hey, the good news: America Fest is going to be on this year. So I was wondering about that if they're going to cancel.
It's probably going to be the biggest turnout.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be the biggest
of all time.
I hope there's a lot of security, though.
There usually is. There's a lot of security. Well, last year Trump was there, and I got to see him.
Oh.
I didn't meet him, but I got to see him from afar.
Yeah, Iron and I actually went to the
Vegas
Trump
Trump rally
last year in October, and that's where we saw Charlie and Gina Carano.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's right. She was at that one.
Yeah, she actually mentioned it in her tweet tonight, and it made me cry.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, her tweet
That's
was
cool. I didn't see that tweet. Yeah, she's been since the win, or I know I believe it was a win. She accomplished more. She got more out of it than she lost from the cave. Yeah.
And-
So yeah. No, seeing Disney bleed a little bit, that was huge. And
she was able to. I mean,
they had to
only more
avoid discovery at all costs.
Yeah,
and
that was it.
That was gonna be
That's
the
what I
tough thing to do.
So is it working now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Thank fucking.
Yeah.
All right. So, man, it's been crazy. Especially because I was at college. I was in. I'm not, obviously you guys know the show. I'm not super political. And I was like, I remember I was in a class, but I leaned right. And wouldn't you be surprised? The one professor who discloses political bias, and even then he was always nice to both sides, an economics professor, only one who disclosed that, only conservative professor openly, also the only one that ever disclosed the bias. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, I mentioned I'm like right-leaning libertarian in my class, and some kid comes up behind me after, goes, I'm starting this group, Turning Point USA. I said, man, I appreciate it. I'm not really that into politics. Within a week, I'm like, fuck, all right, I got to get in here. This is too much. I need people just to talk to. And it's crazy to me because I was in this group at college. They would tear down signs. There was one time I put a sign up just for a thing, go up to the elevator, go to my room, come back down, it's already gone. They wanted to kill us. Most of our members were kept quiet. It was scary stuff, man. It was really scary stuff. And to see him dead, I remember reaching out to all my friends who were just like, it's unreal, you know?
Yeah.
I don't talk about it too much, but, one of my, best friends from college, I was like thrown the leadership role for a very brief amount of time. I'm like, I don't want this. I'm a writer. Like, I don't know anything about politics. Like, Vaughn, because it was basically started, all the people that founded it were sophomores and I was a freshman. And then there was like a gap because there were not that many people my year. And they're like, Vaughn, you got to take over as leader. I'm like, I'm not qualified for this position. And then there was luckily this kid the year below me who was, and I handed it over to him. And, you could still look it up if you look up China Kinda Sus. These Asian students, these leftists, went ballistic because there was a sticker that said China Kinda Sus in the thing. And they dragged my friends through the mud. One of my friends left the school because of it. And I remember shortly after college, the one kid who was my friend who I gave the roll down to ended up taking his life.
What?
Oh shit.
And so I think they played a big fucking part in that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So then seeing them get Charlie Kirk too, it's like, fuck. It's like these people are fucking monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I remember posting about that. Not one apology from anyone at my college. Not one fucking accepting accountability.
No,
Nothing.
They don't.
So I think some of them might be changing their minds, you know, eventually. But there's a lot of people that are fucking demons. And I posted about being against Charlie Kirk. Wouldn't you know it? I lost like 30 followers on Instagram. Most of them were people I went to college with.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I'm hoping people will turn around. Like I said, people are brainwashed. Someone from my college said, I didn't agree, but the way they treated you guys is fucked up. This Emerson College, I'll say it was Emerson College, was a cult. And it was.
I think they're all.
Are there any that aren't?
Mine was exceptionally bad.
They all seem to be infected.
That's why I'm kind of fine. I can't do anything about the private colleges, but any of them that are getting federal funding that are state colleges, I think there needs to be, because of what, if this is a college student that literally grew up in a conservative family and had conservative views prior to college and then went to college and was radicalized, I think that university, if it's a state college, needs to be fully invested.
Of course.
Defunded.
They receive, like you said, you're receiving funding when something like that happened. To be like, they need to be checked more. You know, everyone's like, oh, check the police all the time. Like, all right, check these colleges. They're just as much funded by taxpayer dollars.
Yep.
And it even goes into, like I said, I'm a product of the public school system. So I was talking about Emerald with this last night. I had to learn more about the Constitution and everything on my own after school.
Yes.
Years after. Because when I was in high school, it was taught to be kind of an icky racist thing that we kind of need to do over and kind of need to just scrap all together. It was just this really,
Well,
and
because I'm also a product of the public system. Because, like, think of when they, the Bowling for Columbine movie. How many times they would show this? What's the guy that made that movie again?
Michael Moore. Yeah,
Michael Moore. Like, they would show us all of his movies, kind of brainwashing us or whatever, right? Yeah, it was a tragedy, but right now when you see the students doing walkouts because a school shooting occurred, and they, instead of like, hey, there's other options besides taking away people's rights to defend themselves. You don't learn that in school. It's a propaganda machine, honestly.
I need to find the evidence on this, because actually school shootings are down. What's up is the reporting on them. That's why it seems like it's more dangerous to be in schools. But in the past, actually, school shootings were much more common and happening a lot more than they are nowadays. It's just
even now, it's always been rare.
Yeah, but yes, it's still rare, but it was actually, you were more at risk decades ago than today. But the problem is because of the media sensationalizing and using it for political purposes. That's why it seems like there's.
Well, yeah, you'll get copycats. You'll get people that want to get that same kind of fame, and it's ridiculous.
And that's how they market it. Like, that's what the whole point. They want copycats because, one, it boosts their ratings, and two, it boosts the anti 2A agenda.
Yep,
that they're a part of.
The other thing is, a lot of these guys that make these documentaries are fucking liars. So that they show in school. So Supersize Me turns out, say what you want about what McDonald's puts in the food. You know, I eat it still, whatever. But so
which one do you go to?
The white McDonald's. But once in a while I'll go to the black one if I don't feel like driving too far. But usually there's problems. But okay, so the reason why we don't have super sizes anymore, because the guy's like, I'm gonna just eat McDonald's for, what was it, like 30 days or more or whatever.
Yeah. Are you talking about Super Size Me, the movie?
Yeah.
What did he do? Fake. He drank.
He died.
He ridiculously drank during that time.
Yeah.
So pretty much all his results was pretty much bullshit. And but even when that got found out, everywhere was like, oh, we got to get rid of our supersized drinks.
I know. I was so pissed off.
Now, I was, that kind of sucked, but at least that was a funny documentary. I think the documentary that pissed me off the most, because I bought it, was The Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah. You know what? It's the whole point. Over at the National Glacier.
The coral reef's gonna die by 2020.
Well, it's the whole point. Because of that movie, they put a sign up and it said, by the year 2020, this glacier will no longer be here. They've had to, and that was already the second revision. Now it just says, in the future, future generations will never see this
So they got a movie that they can keep changing and lying about when it becomes not true anymore, and then they can just lie about it and update it.
It's the same thing. And you want to know what? I know we're with Charlie. He's Christian. I'm Christian. Not a full active participant in a church, but the evangelists, the ones that go, I know when the end of the world is coming, and then it lapses. But then people still follow him and go, oh no, I was wrong. I misread it. And no, it's in this year. And then it passes. No, I was wrong. But people still believe them.
Well, another one is the Invisible Children guy, if you guys remember that. Or he also did Tony 2012. You remember that? Where it was like,
oh yeah, I saw that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out, so basically the premise is the guy goes to Uganda. There's these child soldiers ran by this guy named Coney. And yeah. So the first documentary was like he's following the children. So in 2012, he did a documentary again, but it's called Coney 2012, where there's this African warlord guy named Coney, and he's kidnapping children and like massacring villages and stuff. And he has these child soldiers and whatever, right? And then he basically, and what it was to sell these packages where you get go paint your town red and put these ribbons and stickers all over the place. We're gonna make Coney famous. So Coney, that's what it was like, Coney 2012.
I might have to talk to Keon about his username.
Oh, so
that might be what he's referencing.
So basically, what it turns out, Coney, he was a real guy, but the guy died like so many years ago. Uganda hasn't had problems since, and and it was so bad that people and delegates from Uganda flew to San Diego, because in San Diego they had, in downtown San Diego off the trolley station, you would see their headquarters, and they had all these invisible children trucks. They would drive to all the schools to show these documentaries and shit, right? People from Uganda flew over, was protesting him because they were like, Coney is dead. This whole thing is fucking bullshit, and the guy's just profiting off of this. And eventually, so the guy kind of lost the company and all this nonprofit and everything. And then later on, he was in La Jolla in San Diego doing jumping jacks butt naked in the middle of the street.
Who is
and
this?
South Park did an episode on it.
Who's this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so have you seen, there's an episode of South Park where there's a
Whacking
guy.
it. Oh, whacking! That's the whacking it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's about that guy. Yeah.
Oh.
Whacking it, Jacking It San Diego is about that guy who did Coney 2012 and Invisible Children.
So the Coney 2012 was like a fake guy?
Well, it's a real guy, but it's like you make a documentary and said Hitler, my funny mustache, my bad, funny mustache man 2028, and you make a documentary and like there's this guy in Germany that he's rounding up certain individuals into concentration camps and gassing them, but the guy has already been dead since 1940 whatever, right? But so
that is crazy.
Yeah, so that's basically what it was.
Oh my god, dude.
I got a couple more there. So we were talking about Stephen King. Now, what if somebody does something really horrible and then they are forced to self-reflect? And this one kind of hit home because I'm about to show you, and I want everybody to let this video play in its entirety before commenting, and then we can kind of discuss, because, well, you'll see why here. Share this tab. You may have already seen it. Yes, it's going to go exactly how you think it's going to go at first.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself.
They all look like Lord Farquaad. You ever notice that?
Yeah. A few moments later.
Okay, now this is where we gotta analyze this, and what do we do with a person like this? And do you care? Do you want to help? Do you want? I want to get everybody's opinion.
I just had to block all of my friends because they just have such different political beliefs from me, and I thought that.
And see, this is the problem. You got to also remember, this person's retarded and she's brainwashed. She thinks that that's a political view.
Right.
You see, the logical side of me wants to look at her and go, hun, it's going to be okay. People are allowed to have different political beliefs. But I think I'm far beyond that at this point, personally.
And that's what a lot of people are. Like, and you might be my age. This kid, you might see this and just see a kid. You might have kids yourselves or brothers and sisters. I've got two younger sisters that aren't much older than this girl. She's probably either at the end of high school or early college. Drew, I want to hear what you guys say.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I wonder how true this is right now. That is there people out there that if they see something of Charlie Kirk on their social media, they go and unfriend, delete, not unfollow that person. And are they just doing that en masse? Because I'm seeing a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff out there from people I didn't even know knew who he was. Maybe they kind of did, but I wonder if there's just going to be a mass subscriber down on social media.
I think so. I think it's twofold, right? I've been deleting people that like they're celebrating the killing of Charlie.
Yeah.
But I'm sure vice versa. There's people that like they'll see one of my posts saying "Rip Charlie Kirk," and they're like, "Well, I can't be friends with that Nazi or whatever."
Do you care though?
Yeah, I'm realizing I'm at a point.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised at how many of them there are. That's what shocked me today. Is not that these people exist, just how many of them there are.
Yeah,
And then I was like, that person I knew that was nice to me that one time. Holy shit!
The response, and most of it is younger, people from the ages of teenage through, I want to say, maybe 40s. These are people that have been a product of the media and college and all of the brainwashing almost their whole lives.
Well, I
They
do want
think
to say
it's an
caveat.
okay response, and now they're everything's kind of getting twisted, and there are people that are on the edge of that they may be brainwashed, but they're still just like, well, but that's not right.
Yeah, I do want to say a caveat to this as well too. It's also like my friends on certain platforms, right? So Instagram and X, I'm not deleting anyone, honestly, right? But if I go to Facebook, and you guys know I'm originally from Southern California, so it's all pretty much my California people I know that's gone like ballistically crazy. There's a few good guys in there, it's not all bad, but like the ones they weren't originally from San Diego, they moved there from another state or whatever, or like I said, Southern California is an interesting case because most of the people that live there now are from Oregon and New York, but that's a whole nother can of worms.
Right.
But a lot of them that like I met in college or school or whatever, them is like you can't tell them no wrong, and they just go ballistic
Because it affects their entire identity, because it's I think it was Theo that said it the other night. This isn't really this girl thinks it's a political they think differently politically. No, it's a religion, it's an identity. It's their entire being is based on everything that this programming has told them to be.
It's
and
a
right
digital
now
tech age cult. It's how cults were in the 90s, 80s, 70s, whatever. Now it's just more digital. And it's the same kind of emotional reactions, the attachment. You're either with us or against us. No critical thinking, no reaching out to family. They tell you to stay away from your family at Thanksgiving and call out your crazy uncle and all this stuff. It's weird.
This is just a case, though, of it finally it was kind of swapping around a little bit. So where they have gotten away with saying these things, it's gone too far. So now people are pushing back on them. They don't realize they're doing wrong. Everyone else is crazy. It's the principal meme from The Simpsons. It's the whole point. They still don't think they're doing anything wrong, and they're the ones losing their jobs. They're the ones that are and all this stuff. They think this was okay. They think this is appropriate behavior.
They do.
It's not, so it's one of those things. It's like I'm hoping that all of these people that are leaving her, that she's having to unfollow, maybe that will hopefully turn a switch going.
That's what I want to.
Go ahead.
We were the type of friends who would live together someday after college and stay in touch no matter what. And I thought these were the people that I would spend my life with and grow old next to. These were the people who saved my life on multiple different occasions. And I just don't know if I can continue being friends with them because of this. I just don't know. I dropped out of school for these people. I started homeschooling because of these people.
Yeah, she may. If they convinced her to start going to homeschool, there's a chance she really didn't understand what kind of
in the words of Lawrence Fishburne, somebody please
Get this woman some dick.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
She looks like 15, Nate. Calm down.
We go to such a small school together.
Hey, good point. I retread that.
I don't know how I'm gonna be able to face them. These people are my whole life. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to avoid them.
So,
I feel bad for this
I
person.
really shouldn't care about them that much if she's going to block them over.
She
some
blocked
people
every
she
single
never-
one of them. Did
well,
she really
if you
care?
okay, we don't have to listen to everything else. I've listened to this whole video twice to make sure I didn't miss anything. They
God
called
bless
her
you.
out on it, and they were saying things that made her feel bad about herself. She's part of an entire atmosphere where if anybody
Where's
says
Theo?
anything that makes you feel bad about yourself, they're bad because you're absolutely in the right all of the time.
It's a modern day bubble boy, bubble kid. You
Yeah,
don't let
you-
them expose to anything outside of their bubble, and then they can't cope with what real life is, and then
Now-
they think everyone is the enemy.
Exactly.
I was going to
Now,
say
if we're
the same
talking
thing.
about a 44-year-old teacher that gets fired and is crying. I could give a fuck. I
Yeah.
look at this, I see a kid, and with a kid, I want to think there's a chance to fucking turn things around.
We'll see. I'm going to call it right now, where it, like you guys said, it is a turning point. It's a turning phase that we're in right now. Hopefully. But if that means Gen Z is going to be the worst off generation ever, like
Dude, I know,
they're-
man. And
Yeah.
they have, you know
Only-
what? Fuck you. You vote yourselves to blame, assholes. All right, I'm sick of my goddamn generation.
Hey, I'm an old millennial, and we had it shitty too. It just keeps getting shittier as the time goes on. But hopefully,
Well,
what is it next? Gen Alpha.
Hopefully, my gen learns. I think some of them are starting to turn over, but I don't have faith for.
But I
only
have
a
a
certain
feel-
amount of them need to save them. You know,
I-
I just.
but
It's
I
got to
have-
be a lot of self-realization and like we talked about all night, critical thinking, able to have discussions, know that you can be wrong sometimes, admit when you're wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, we need
She's young
to
enough
go
for that
down,
turnaround.
the TikTok is really bad. Like we need to,
Yeah.
you know, TikTok.
Go pick up something heavy, eh?
It's just
Yeah.
there are some
I
big
think-
problems with this.
Here's a
I think
palette.
for her type of person was like, it's the same as the baristas at Starbucks. They were like, oh, there's too many orders, and they go cry in the corner.
Yeah.
She seems like those types, honestly.
She is. I mean, she's
And they wanna
probably
tip-
never not going to be an annoying person, but can we make her not a brainwashed person?
Yeah.
I fear.
The problem
fear
is she
it's coming-
still doesn't see that she did something wrong.
That's the
And I have a feeling it also comes with her upbringing. I don't think that is she has conservative or centrist people. I think her parents are probably leftists.
I'm glad you said that because I was actually going to say the same thing. Here's an example of parroting done right. Listen to this kid.
Wait, don't scroll. I wanted to come on here and talk about the death of someone I looked up to, Charlie Kirk. And I wanted to say that it is disrespectful how people are making Fortnite memes and talking bad about him like he was a horrible person. All he did was have boldness in his faith with Jesus Christ. Like, you guys are so mean to people just because they have beliefs. We, as Christians, we respect you for your beliefs, but we tell you what's
I think when the kid said mean, people are so mean about that. It got me choked up because that's just like
Yeah.
a
He's a
traditional innocent kid thing to say.
Yeah.
And you don't
And
hear
it's so
kids talk
accurate.
like fucking kids anymore.
It's truthful, you know, and this
Yeah.
kid gets it.
This kid is going places. Good for him.
wrong and what's right, righteously. But you do not need to be making fun of him because a tragedy has happened. That's all I want to come on here to say is it's blatantly rude and disrespectful to be talking about someone's death like he's just a piece of trash. He has a family, he has kids, he has a wife.
it.
You guys want someone to respect you.
I feel bad because I already know him posting this. He's going to go to school or wherever the next day, and he's just going to get bullied relentlessly for
That's
this.
okay. He's going to grow and he's
fine.
so much better.
No, I'll tell you what's going to happen is somebody's going to mess with him, and other kids are going to jump that kid.
That's
I think
Not
he's
him,
going to
they're
have
gonna
support.
jump with
I
him.
think he'll have pushback, but he'll also have support as well. So, and that's a
Supports
good.
himself with a group of like-minded kids.
Yeah.
Then he'll be all right then, yeah.
He may
I
be,
think he'll inspire others.
and there is a possibility that his local school may have a high school chapter of Turning Point. He may be a member.
Yep.
Well,
I think
here's
he's
the
going
other
Be the
thing,
next Charlie
too.
Kirk.
Pay attention to this kid in the years to come. I think he's going places.
Yep.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. If he does get bullied, it's going to solidify, hey, I don't hang out with these guys. So like, as a black person, there's bad influence in school, whatever, right? So you got the ones that Bloods and Crips. I was going to get jumped into the Crips one time. But at a certain point, if those guys are clowning you because you just have righteous beliefs, then that's going to push you further away from being along with them into more other righteous people and like-minded folks as well.
Damn it, blue-eyed Scorpio.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that episode with.
Yeah, I watched it last night.
And Jeremy. Yeah, I saw that episode.
But
with Beardo, you're talking last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that too. That was hilarious. I'm like, what are they talking about?
Absolutely nothing. They're just fighting.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. That was
Beardo's kind of retarded. We all know that, right?
Yeah, and it just flowed into it like really smoothly.
I
too.
like Beardo, but my God. Connect the dots, Jeremy.
Freaking Beardo.
If you got shot,
I'm gonna
right?
give him shit
If you
next time I see
passed
him.
away, you would not want anyone to be talking bad about you. And I saw a video. Well, yeah, I saw someone making fun of his wife too. Like, that's just horrible and rude. And today is
God
a
bless
very
this kid.
special day to me because I hit 14,000 followers, but I don't even want to celebrate that.
Okay,
because
I hate
just
him
feel-
now. 14,000, you little shit.
I just followed him.
You got to.
Let's see what he's at now.
See that. One of
He's
them
at
I looked up to
111K.
passed away, and I'm still able to
Nice.
be on
Oh,
this
fuck
earth.
yeah, Vaughn.
That's how grateful you have to be. So just stop making fun of him and just go. Like, just stop making fun of him. It's just not. It's not even fun.
That's a good palate cleanser after that.
Well,
one.
that's good. He's going to get stronger after this. Like, whatever.
I love the American flag behind him, by the way.
Yeah. If
So
he's
his
in
parents
public
are not
school,
fucking around. No.
yeah. If he is in public school, he's going to get stronger after he leaves.
Yeah, that's good.
I kinda
and
hope
just
he's
like
not
the
going
kid
to
at,
public school, but
remember the little
if he
cop
is,
kid, and then got the Secret Service
yeah.
honorary type stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember this kid? Yeah,
Yeah, and
just
the
like
the
the same
demon
thing. I
rats
think he has some
wouldn't-
medical issues too, but yeah, it's grows character. It's inspiring. It's the right thing to do. Yeah,
Because remember, not a
Yeah.
single Democrat would stand for
Yeah.
that little boy.
Yeah.
right.
No,
It's more
That's
about
what
doing the right
party-
thing. Than,
They have to be purged, and I don't mean purged as in like that, but they need to all
Removed from
be.
office.
They need to be removed from office, and the whole party needs to be dissolved and replaced with something else to be kind of the opposition, or they just need a.
Well,
Well,
that's happening right now. They're all being they're being primaried by the monsters that they let in.
Dude, did you guys see what
Yeah.
just happened at Home Depot real quick?
Yes, yes.
The Home Depot.
Emerald, I think you got that ready, don't you?
Oh hell yeah!
No, I had something else.
I'm anti-cancel culture. Literally, all you have to do is a very low bar. Just don't celebrate someone dying, and getting murdered.
Yeah.
That is all you have to
Horrifying
do.
violence.
You don't have to disagree. You don't have to like the guy. Holy fuck!
people
And they're
realize
tripping
that's
over
where the
this.
Overton window is. Yeah, that's where the line is, where people are like, I'll go with you for a while on this bus, but I won't go that far. And
That
so,
is, like, look at how it took, and we have to fight for this just to not get them to celebrate.
Well, not only
otherwise, where would the
that,
line
they're
be?
asking for other people to get shot, and
Yes,
after this incident, we can't take that lightly.
No, you can't.
Okay, well then it,
absolutely
when it comes to then it's a criminal act, and so the police have to take action, and then the district attorneys have to prosecute, and then they have to do their prison sentence or fines or whatever, and it's like then you come back out of it. But will that ever happen? Especially in 2020 when Kamala Harris was saying, we're going to fund you to get out of jail or whatever, go do whatever, and we'll fund this organization to pull legal warfare and get you out quick. And it was
USA
and people wonder
got
why
pulled
she
down.
lost.
So yeah, they've lost a lot of their money. I think I read an article the other day that USAID was linked to funding Antifa.
Don't doubt it.
Man,
It's all a mess. It's all dark money.
I believe it.
If they follow the money, they'll find out where all of the paid agitators.
But then
are coming from.
everybody gets exposed, though.
And
That's the thing. All the just like all the other.
That's fine. They came into the world butt naked. They can leave the same way.
Well, the thing is that's the thing. Like, if we care about our elections with like people in Russia voting and stuff like that, we have to take it the same way with this stuff. Is who's funding these guys to like? You shouldn't be being paid to be a protester. It's either you out there in the streets on your own actual mind and free will for a cause that you actually care about.
You think they're not the same group? Isn't just paying for it here. They're paying for it in Europe. They're paying for it everywhere.
Yep, it's everywhere right now. It's wild. I mean,
and if you
we keep saying it's a turning point,
and cut
and
it off.
this has happened, throughout all history. There's been revolutions, American Revolution, Civil War, French Revolution. All these things go back. It's just we're at our time. Where it's at tough times. Make tough guys. So you would just gotta.
It's referred to
bear
as
the storm and figure it out.
The fourth turning. It's been referred to quite some.
It's just what kind of a turn is it? Is it going to be Franz Ferdinand, or is it going to be something? Hopefully a lot less. But
well, I think the money's running out with the USAID, with Hollywood. It's just there's fake bots watching stuff and sponsors paying for. They think they're getting so much ROI on a channel, and it's not. So I've been hearing that stuff about YouTube. It might get pretty tough soon with algorithms and AI.
Now, Vaughn, Vaughn, get your ass back here. I'm bringing up the video you asked for. All right, Home Depot,
okay.
I think it's Office
Office Max. That looks like
Office Max.
Depot.
Okay.
Thank you. So, we came in for an order earlier for a poster for a vigil tonight.
Yeah, so
for
we
somebody
don't
that
put
passed.
propaganda.
It's not
It's propaganda. I'm sorry.
What?
We don't put that here.
Alrighty, so
There's the poster. It's a man
Propaganda.
standing there, a name and date of birth, date of death.
Fire
It
them
doesn't
both.
have any political messaging.
Wow.
Yeah, and you could see the type of women that is working right there. So
yeah. Okay. You know what?
Here's my take. Like, I think it's propaganda. It's brainwashing. It's propaganda. And this woman, for some reason, she thinks that poster is the same as the bad guys in World War II. That's that's the only thing that she can equate it to, just by her response with this. Like,
Yeah.
Well, you know what you do in
this
a
is,
time like
unless
this.
this is a good acting and this is staged, that seems like a
No, this is
genuine.
real.
No, it's not.
Or she thinks she's doing the right thing.
Right, because she sees Charlie Kirk. She probably has not watched more than 30 seconds of him speaking in her entire life and assumes, because of everything that they all believe so much to be true, that is the same as looking at a picture of Hitler.
And it's wild because you just get that clip, whatever was told to her. She never watched the raw footage of something. Like, how many of us, when you hear something weird that somebody says, I've gone and watching Hassan Piker and stuff like that, and I'll watch a lot, and the whole thing is bad to me. So it's I don't want anything to do with that.
But at least you're trying to get the entire context.
Exactly.
They don't
whole
want
thing.
to try.
like the biggest example is the empathy thing they keep quoting, right? So they stop when he's like, "Oh, well, see, why should we have empathy for Kurt if he doesn't believe in empathy?" But if you watch the whole thing, or look at the whole quote, he's like, "I'd rather have sympathy," and are those terms interchangeable? Probably so, but if you look at the whole quote, he never said anything wrong.
See, and I know what he means by that, because empathy, while it's a face value, it's fine. It's a great word, great meaning, but it's been hijacked by kind of the HR culture to mean something entirely different.
Well, I was going to say,
just like the word welfare.
Well, I was going to say, they obviously work there. Look, you don't get paid to give opinions on how you feel about this fucking shit. Give the man his poster and stay the fuck out of his way.
Well, there's an easy way to solve.
Oh,
this
I'm sure.
too.
I'm sure corporate's going to be
Like,
well, that's what I was about to say. I would have just said, "Oh, it's propaganda." Okay, let me get the number to corporate. Let me call corporate and let them know.
Do
what
it
you said,
right
that's
there
true.
in the.
Yep, do it right there. in the screen. Yeah.
This kind of shit is why we need a purge. I'm serious.
Well,
politically speaking, of course.
Politically, yeah.
In the movie,
in Minecraft, of course.
In my opinion, I don't think they would move that quickly, even if you call corporate, because you ever called a company before and they got all the press one.
Well, no, nowadays, man, you can tag them on Twitter.
Yes, they would. Yes,
Yeah,
they would.
certain
I
people.
literally saw somebody get a free airline ticket because a person that worked at the Delta desk said something that wasn't true.
They don't want the
Wait,
bad PR.
How come
Had a
they
free
didn't
ticket.
give me
Take
my
notes,
free
Vagabond.
ticket for Frontier Airlines? We tweeted them, and they gave me some robot. But okay.
Well, I figured out how. I figured out
That's
how.
when you
I'm
know you
getting
made
Vegas
it.
next
When you
year.
can get an airline to listen to you. When they
You should have pulled the race card.
I'm
back.
not paying for
Amateur.
a damn thing.
I can guarantee these women aren't going to have jobs at Office Depot by
Nope, I hope not.
by 12 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, well, like usually.
Well,
stuff
they
like
tweeted
that,
about it.
Well,
already
that's
did?
where you go to.
Did you? That's what I was talking about 33 minutes ago.
If Vaughn, if you could put that in the private chat for me, let's just finish this video real quick, and I want to see the response.
I'm one of the managers. Yes. So.
Okay, one of the managers. She's not. The
Wait,
store
a manager?
So they say they don't.
She's probably a shift lead or a team lead.
She's
or a
assistant to the
department.
assistant
She's
manager.
she's
Right.
probably a supervisor.
She
or
looks like one of those McDonald's
No,
fry
if-
guys.
If you've worked in a big box retail, which I've worked in many, you can spot who does what. And she's
Raggedy Ann doll.
not one of the higher.
Yeah, she's definitely
definitely a key holder, but she's not the manager. And she even made a point to say, "I'm one of."
Not anymore.
Overweight
So this
Annabelle
is somebody
doll.
that passed away a couple years
That's
ago. from
political
Ebola.
propaganda, unfortunately. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's not.
Here tonight for-
Wow.
And look at fucking
Mickey Mouse back there. I don't.
I was gonna
know.
say inner city Princess Leia, but
They were waiting for him to show up.
That's Princess Leia.
It's my rebellion, punk.
Yeah, they were waiting for him to show up, so that's why they were all at the front desk right there. So
I think they already paid
blow
for
up,
it.
yeah.
They paid for it up front, and then
I
they're
think
waiting for
Vaughn has
delivery.
the link. But yeah, I would have went to Kinko's or FedEx anyway. Like,
Well, the thing is he asked for the wrong thing. He said supervisor. No, I want the store director.
yeah, store manager.
It's still propaganda, unfortunately.
What makes it propaganda?
Because
These kind of whores are why I stay
I
home.
don't have to. It's yeah.
Our general manager is going to be in on Monday. If you
No,
want
it's
to speak
totally
further
okay.
on
No,
the
we have-
subject,
we have
you
blocks, we
are
have
welcome
lawyers.
to return. Thank you.
Political propaganda is remembering someone who died.
Drum
Right.
roll, please. Let's get Vaughn's link up here.
Please tell me they got fired. Please
I
tell
haven't seen
me.
it yet, but
Please
I'm a
tell
little
me they
excited.
got fired. If they got fired, that is true justice right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Truth, justice, the American way, ladies and
I know.
gentlemen.
I can hear Theo screaming into his phone. It's a slippery slope. Don't get giddy.
Yeah.
Be tactful. I agree, but let us have some small victories, please.
And now you know. And
A little
knowing's
bit of.
half the
Can
battle.
we just be a little giddy? Just a little.
Come on, guys.
Come on, Theo. Just have a little bit of fun. And someone else's expense.
Well, I think Theo has been trying to infiltrate us the whole time. He has a man bun. Again, I still don't think he's right.
Wow.
Theo's a fed. He's a plant.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Oh,
Okay.
We are deeply concerned by the incident that occurred at store 3382 in Portage, Michigan. The
Associate.
behavior displayed by our associate is completely unacceptable and insensitive, violates our company policy, and does not reflect the values we uphold at Office Depot. We sincerely apologize to the customers affected and to our community for this regrettable situation. Upon learning of the incident, we immediately reached out to the customer to address the concerns and seek fulfilling the order to their satisfaction. We also launched an immediate internal review. As a result, the associate involved is no longer with the organization. We are committed to reinforcing training of all our team members and ensure our standards of respect, integrity, and customer service are upheld at every location. Our customers and communities deserve nothing less.
Get wrecked, whore.
That's good accountability. Good accountability.
Well, can I say
Fire
something?
it up! Fire it up!
Wait.
Give Lawrence the floor. Give Lawrence the floor. Sorry.
I know I haven't said much. I apologize.
Oh shit. Hold on.
Oh,
I didn't mean to do that.
Floor, and then you try to silence him. What are you
Wow.
doing?
Sorry,
Lawrence, it's all yours, man. That was
No,
a
it's okay.
mistake on my end.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
When you look at all of the people who are making fools out of themselves and are getting themselves fired, I mean, I just saw a Latino guy on X, crying his eyes out because he was dancing about Charlie Kirk being killed, and then woke up the next morning finding out that he had been fired. And I mean, you just see the memes and everything, but it is very unfortunate that people are not, they're hurting themselves. It's like Charlie was a Christian, and you think that you're joking. To a Christian, he finished his race and he's in heaven right now. He's laughing at you because just like Christ said, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. It's like you look like fools right now. You are chasing your own people that are amongst you on your side are now walking away from you. And when you have people like the lady we just saw, and you see how she look, see how she looks and everything. The only thing that I could say is tough shit, nigga.
Well, you know what? well, you know what, Lawrence? I mean, nearly all of these people, when they get there, when they sit before the judgment seat of Christ one day, he's going to look at all of them and say, "Depart from me, I never knew you."
Yeah.
And oops.
Uh-oh. I kind of now I know for probably those young women, the ship sailed. They're who they are. But then you got that young kid that I was showing the video of before, that maybe there's some time to self-reflect. Maybe some other people can. I want to have hope that.
More people have been better. They're getting more examples, like we said. I said Anna Kasparian, Bill Maher's been less unhinged. I mean,
I've always liked Bill Maher. I hate a lot of the stupid shit he says, and I do think he's a bit of a sellout. But
there's a lot of things to say, but I think he's kind of done.
He likes Charlie. He was good to Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, I
can't believe I'm defending. I think Cenk Ugert's handled this really well.
Yeah,
he was at the RNC. I think he was at a Turning Point event. I think in the last year.
Charlie got a lot of shit for that.
Yeah, that's what it was. I forgot about that.
But it's like, do you know nothing of his work?
So look at that. Charlie Kirk invited Cenk Younger, Young Turks guy, all the stuff, all the debates over the last, 10 years with major people, and he invites him to a TPUSA event and got a lot of crap, but he was willing to talk across lines, across hatred.
Mm-hmm. Oh, real quick, I got a couple super chats. Yep. So thanks, guys. Society reviews, dude. I'll send you the link if you want to pop in. There's no peaceful resolution to this. The left wants blood. We are very close to the book of Revelations becoming a reality. Repent and believe.
He's not lying.
He's not.
I said what I said earlier, but I am.
Even if you're that's, and I'm a little detached from. I don't shit on anybody's religion. I don't know what
Your microphone's a little.
Yeah, your mic.
Yeah, your mic.
How about now? Better.
There you go.
Better.
Yeah, you got to put your mouth fully on it.
You got to deep throat it.
Not the first time I've heard that before.
It's never just the tip.
We don't want to know what's going on between you and Theo.
So,
nothing.
Even if we take that, how many people you want to save as many people as you can? Then, if that is,
I firmly believe that God's mercy is a lot. It's a lot bigger than his wrath, but at the same time, Jesus was known for flipping over tables and whipping people that were considered evil and vile and blasphemous. So,
1999 from I think I'm pronouncing that Jadine. Get rusty with iron oxide to the pit with demons. Yes, but I know there's plenty of people that are just they are the absolute enemy in this situation, but there's also people that there has to be hope for. So there has to be a path to redemption.
Yep.
And I think Stephen King showed that there's a flicker of chance with him, and I bet there's more just regular normal people that we're not seeing those same kind of responses with. At least I am.
That's a positive. I am seeing it for more normies. I was very surprised by. I thought you kind of think that everyone on your Facebook or whatever that you haven't talked to in a while are just normies and going along with whatever. And then I've been seeing a lot more Charlie Kirk stuff. People have been messaging me and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And so yeah, I've been seeing more, decent people kind of come out of their shell and realize that they can say that something bad happened and call out when other people are, justifying stuff. So I've been pleasantly surprised in that area.
So in a little bit of pop culture and a little bit of entertainment news, and last night we talked about how the New York Yankees did a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. The Thursday night football game, they did a moment of silence. Well, we have Sidney Crosby has asked the NHL and all other professional sports league to observe a minute of silence before each game to pay tribute to Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, who was ended at a college event in Utah. His statement has created a lasting patriotic movement in the American community because of its nature. Keep in mind, Crosby is Canadian.
Interesting. The NHL seems to be leading the way on a lot of this stuff, in my opinion. NHL and UFC are, have been doing decent things.
You seen the visuals in South Korea and other Brazil and stuff.
South Korea, Brazil, Japan. They had a whole fucking thing in the street with they went all out in Japan. Spain, Barcelona.
I think Conman was just met up with Charlie Kirk in South Korea last week. You're familiar with Conman.
That's wild. And 31 years old too. 31 years old. I think he was married for 4 years and 2 kids under 4.
And you know what? And just what you're saying right now, that's why the left-wing media is scrambling and lying and making up stuff and trying to spin it. And they're just making themselves looking. Nobody's falling for it.
No.
So we have, I don't know if you guys saw this one. Morgan Freeman, America, we must come together around and condemn.
Be clear, not the Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
This is, it's a handle, but him coming on saying that.
Yeah, see, people like this.
And then right below, and right below.
I don't buy it from this guy.
With Stephen King, it is possible.
Yeah,
but no, this isn't. This is not the Morgan Freeman we all know.
Right,
the actor.
Right.
This is a different, just a handle.
He's a he's a troll, basically a troll account, kind of like the Cransteins.
Yep.
A little worse though. He's got a lot, or whoever's running this one. It might even be a group because there's, I don't think there's any sign that this is an actual individual.
It probably is a group. I'm a group account.
Well, speaking of groups, we know the shooter was in a Discord playing it.
Yep.
So the day before the shooting, there was a song someone made. Someone made music. Okay, I said that already. Someone made a song and uploaded it for a minute. And then also the day before, someone made a book. And then on September 11th, someone also had another book, and then it was quickly removed. So there's no way you have a book that's pre-written, or it was just a coincidence. And then we do know the shooter was in a Discord group where someone helped him supply the rifle, hide it in the bushes or whatever. Yeah. So there's more than one person involved in this whole thing.
I think they're being KTC. Oh, hold on. I got Necto Society. Okay. So
I gotta mute him.
Until you get your echo fixed up, Society, then we'll unmute you. Okay, they knew who he was last night during the press conference. We already know that. They said they didn't, and we're asking for the public's help to kind of draw out some more get the family's participation in what they were doing. I think right now, one of my favorite channels, Body Language Buddy, he pointed out that he does not believe the governor when he said, at this point, we think he was acting alone. The dude did the biggest poker tell ever, and he kind of like sucked in his face and bit his lip. It's like, I think that we're going to see a sting. We're going to see a big raid. There's going to be more arrests. That's my theory.
Well, you heard what he said today, right? They got like 11,000 leads and they're still following it. So he admitted, they know it was more than one person.
Erica Kirk's statement alone, she even indicated more people, and they're telling her everything.
Well, here's the other thing. They can't just go outright and say it, because then you're giving away that
fuck up the whole investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand them saying, "Oh, well, he was acting alone." So, because whoever the accomplices are, they're probably going around. Well, we're in the clear. It's just a tactic. People don't get mad at the governor.
Can't keep the secret. The only way 3 men can keep a secret if 2 of them are gone.
Yep.
And what's driving me crazy, we know that he was in Antifa style Reddit and Discord groups. Tim Pool uncovered that within the hour of the press conference when we found out who it was. But on left Twitter, they're still saying he was a right-wing, Trump-supporting Christian conservative, or he was an extreme Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, whatever they call their fanboys.
Yeah, a writer for the Guardian and a writer for the Guardian and New York Post interviewed one of the guy's friends, who also said the guy was influenced by Antifa.
Wow. All this stuff is just kind of made up. Like there used to be like editors for news, be like, oh, we can't say this, or this isn't true, or we didn't know this, or how do we find this out, and have sources and stuff. And now they just throw stuff out there to get clicks and views, and even if it's completely wrong, or is going to cause more of a problem and escalate things and heat things up and stoke the flames and stuff. Yeah. So it's just like
they still think that if they repeat something enough, everybody's going to believe it, because they still have it in their head that they're.
What do they go later? If they get called out, then they delete it.
Mm-hmm.
So can you guys hear me better now?
Yes, you sound great, and I got no echo. I can't hear me.
Okay, yeah, it was some kind of audio setting. It was coming off. So I'm currently on the road right now. I've been on vacation for the last week. I was in Vegas for a couple of days, and now I'm currently in San Diego. So let me tell you kind of how this whole thing,
man.
First of all, I literally told you guys in group chat, "Hey, I'm in Vegas for a day. If you want to meet me, hit me up." I didn't hear a response.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the group chat.
Oh, it's because we let that group that
group chat sucked, so I left.
No. Well, it should have been in the bar room. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's not neither here nor there. So when this whole thing started, I was literally in the Vegas airport heading to San Diego. I was about an hour away from my flight there. And I heard people, like I went to Twitter, I saw everyone was saying Charlie got shot, Charlie got shot. And I didn't see the video until like a few minutes later. When I saw the up close video, I knew immediately then like he did not make it. Like even if you were like in a wartime scenario where you had like a trained medic who could have plugged, the hole and all that stuff, like you have a very, very slim chance of making it for that type of shot. And there's a lot of things going into this whole shooting that I still have trouble believing. Like the whole context of it was just this one lone kid. Like first of all, the whole thing was like the guy shot him in one shot right in the jugular, and a crowd full of people from 200 miles away, 200 meters away, however far it was.
Yards.
That is a professional hit shot. Like that is not a shot that an amateur can do in one go. Like it's just not. I know people are saying that, well, you can be a pretty good shooter and make that shot. It's like with all of the elements that were in play here to do it in that manner, that's someone who's made that shot many times before. That was not an amateur. Not to mention
I do have to be fair, the kid's been hunting before with his father. 200 yards is not that far.
It's not far.
not for Hunter.
Well, but here's the other side of the coin. This is one that no one's really bringing up, and this is why I find it very suspicious. Is that if you recall, when it whole happened, they had 3 people at a certain point in custody who they thought was the shooter, because they were either saying that they were the shooter or that they had a weapon that could have been the one that shot him, or at least looked like it one shot him. And they let 3 people go because it turns out they weren't the real person. So what that shows to me is that whoever actually took the shot had decoys set up into place to cause enough of a distraction to draw the attention from law enforcement so that they can get away. And for 3 different people to do that at the exact same time tells me this was not a lone wolf situation of one guy taking it upon himself to do this and got away with it for 48 hours until he was turned in by his family, allegedly. Like, a lot of that whole part of it just stinks to me. Like, I would say, as far as that, it glows very, very bright. And some of you guys know exactly what I mean when I say that, but that's neither here or there. When the shot happened and the reaction started pulling in, I'm in the airport heading to San Diego, a very, very left-wing, very, very progressive liberal place, by the way. Yeah. And I'm seeing people's faces and I'm seeing people's reaction to the news as it's happening. And I'm seeing the glee and the joy in people's face. So this is what I want to start off here with. I don't want anyone to make up some BS narrative that this is just something that's online. Twitter is not real life. No, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. I watched people watching the video, watching the clips of this, and having glee and joy in their face when it happened. The stuff that you guys were seeing on social media, the posts that you guys were seeing, it was a reflection of what was actually happening at the time. I'm still in San Diego. I guess you could say I'm still in enemy territory as we speak. It has not subsided at all in the couple of days that this has gone down. So I just wanted to make that very, very clear that this is the left. And I made a couple of posts about this. And here's kind of my general reaction. I can go on for hours, but I know this is not my show, so I'm not going to hijack your stuff. But I'll just say this, is that I fully believe Charlie was a man of God. So I'm not worried about where Charlie is now. And I made a post about this yesterday. It's like, Charlie was a man of God, so why did God allow this to happen, right? Because this would not have happened unless God had allowed it. Why did he do that? Because through Charlie's death, he revealed something to the world that we weren't, that I guess we kind of knew, but we didn't truly accept until it happened. That we are in a world that is consumed with literal demons. The reaction that you guys have been playing over the course of the last, few hours, couple of days and whatnot, the glee, the happiness, the joy of literally a man who got murdered in the most horrific way possible. Like, I've seen some pretty horrific videos on social media and on the internet before. I've seen ISIS members get blown to smithereens, and I've never had the reaction of, oh yeah, this is great, this is amazing, he got what he deserved. Not saying that these are good people by any stretch of the imagination, but to see human life get taken out in such a horrific event. And if your first immediate reaction to seeing something that horrible is glee, genuine happiness, you are a demon. You are not a human being. You are a demonic figure. And what people are seeing now is that the left, by and large, is run by demons.
Yes, and they're promoting that mindset.
That is
now. Here's my question for you, society. I think that we should try to save as many of them that are willing as possible.
Here's the thing, and I will say this because there's 2 ways about this. I know that I will say this. There are people on the left who I think are looking around and noticing finally that they're not the good guys in this scenario, or at least they're not aligned with the people who they thought were the good guys. Because I've seen a lot of videos of leftists, of progressives who are like, people are celebrating Charlie's death, and I'm really, really disturbed by this because I know morally that this is not right. And there are people who are awake to that. I will say this. You guys need to flee from these people because where these people are heading, and where these people are going, you do not want to be associated with them whatsoever. So there are people who, I think this was a wake-up call for a lot, because look, Charlie Kirk, and I think most people in our sphere, if I'm being completely honest with you, most of us are probably more to the right than Charlie Kirk was in reality, right? He was never a guy that was really extreme in any position that he held. Like, he held strong values, of course, but I think we can all say that we're probably much further to the right than he is. And the fact that people are celebrating and justifying his death, that sends the message that if this were any of us that this happened to, they would be celebrating and justifying our death too, with no remorse whatsoever. So the message has been sent that Charlie Kirk, even though you can argue had milquetoast positions, if they would do this to Charlie Kirk, they will do it to you. So in a lot of ways, we are Charlie. Or in a lot of ways, we can be viewed as worse as Charlie, because what they have sent the message is that if you disagree with them on any of their positions, you are game to be killed. If you object to gay marriage, you're game to be killed. If you object to transgenderism, you are game to be killed. If you object to gun control, to climate change, any radical position that they have, if you object to that, they see no problem with you being brutally murdered, even if it's in front of your family. And that's the message that there's no, I'm going to be very, very blunt about this. There is no peaceful resolution to this, because at the end of the day, you cannot seek a peaceful resolution with a group of people who do not seek peace. The left does not want peace. They want you eradicated. And this will be my last point, and I'll shoot it over to you guys. As you guys know, I do a series every Sunday night on the Bible Lens. I talk about a myriad of topics, from the gospel to biblical prophecy. I've done 107 episodes up to this point. One of the big talking points we've been doing is the book of Revelation, and talking about the book of Revelation and what happens there. And when you look at Revelation, the things that are happening to these people in the future are so horrific. A lot of people have coped with this by thinking to themselves, this has to be some kind of symbolic, imagery, or some kind of, symbolism, because they can't honestly believe that these things are literally happening to people. And when you see,
sorry to interrupt. Real quick, Iron, I gotta go. Gotta start my show in about 2 minutes.
Shit.
I didn't realize it. But thank you guys for having me. Hopefully,
after the show, I'll come hang out in the chat, buddy.
Cool. Hopefully, you're willing. I'd love to come back next week.
Yeah, dude, you're welcome back anytime, man.
All right, cool.
I'll shoot you the link.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Later, Lawrence.
Hi, Lawrence.
See you, Lawrence.
See you, bud.
All right, society.
Yeah. So I'll make it quick, but. So essentially, like, when you're reading Revelation and you're reading about these horrific events that are happening, like, I understand to the level this is happening. People are being murdered. People are starving to death. They are being, they said they're starving to death. They're getting diseases. At one point, the sun burns people. Like, they literally have to drink blood in order to survive.
And rumors of wars.
And like, the things that you read in Revelation that are happening to this specific group of people are absolutely horrific. And one of the things that I've talked about in the past that a lot of people struggle with is that it tells you that the things that are happening to these people, they deserve the things that are happening. When you hear about these horrific things that are happening, you think, how can any human being possibly deserve this? How can this be a just punishment for the things that these people have done? When you're looking at these people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and making mockery of it and saying that they want more of this and that they're celebrating the blood, it's like, you have to realize, I think this is probably going to be
wishing it on his wife and kids.
This is probably the biggest takeaway. I think we are staring at the very generation that these horrific things are going to end up happening to in the very near future. I think we are watching the wicked, evil people of the world that God pours his full wrath onto. And like I said, we don't have the murderous mindset that these people do. So even when we look at the things that are happening here, we think to ourselves, do they really deserve stuff like this to happen? But I think that's us not understanding the true gravity of just how evil and wicked these people truly are. Because like I said, there is no human reaction that can see what everyone saw 2 days ago and have any kind of feeling of joy or happiness unless you are a literal demon walking among the earth, and that's the way that I see it. I think we
mean,
are
you're not wrong.
very, very rapidly knocking on the door of revelation becoming a reality.
To point on society, him saying that because there is the we're all Charlie Kirk. I'm going to pull this up right here. Some whack job and just spray painted.
That was the day it happened. That was hours after.
Yep. But like I said, all I can say here is that if we're to believe what we believe, this is only going to get worse before it gets better. So my only positive resolution to you guys, because it's like I said, what's the solution here? What's the solution? To, on an individual level, your friends, your family, do everything you can to protect the innocent during this time period, because these people are out for blood and they will go after the weakest people that they can find in order to satisfy their bloodlust. Our family, our friends, it is our job to protect these people from these psychopaths, from these bloodthirsty individuals. That's on the first level. The second level is that there's a lot of people unsure and panicked and confused about what's happening. I'm going to tell you this right now as plainly as I can. Go read John 5:24. Christ says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, anyone who hears my word and believes my word has everlasting life, shall not be condemned, but is passed on from death to life." As a Christian, especially with everything that I've seen over the last couple of days, I believe that there is absolutely no way, there's no positive way out of this scenario outside of Christ. Because like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And the only one who's going to truly assure peace in this world is Christ when he returns. But there's going to have to be a lot of wickedness that's going to happen upon the earth during those days before that happens. So my only thing, protect your family, protect your friends, seek Christ. And if you have anyone in your life that mirrors in any way, shape, or form the people who have been celebrating the death of Charlie over the last 48 hours, now is the time to cut them out of your life entirely. You don't need these people in your life. You do not want to go where these people are going, because they may be celebrating loud now. They may be happy now. They may be gleeful now. They are not going to be prepared for what comes next. And it is going to be 100% on them and their actions. You do not want to be anywhere near these people when it really gets hot. That's all I have to say.
And I see what you're saying, and I do agree. However, what I will push back on you, if you do see, and this could be the people closest to you, if you have one or two people in your family that have that sickness in their head, now it would be the right time to try to save them, if possible. Might not be possible. If there's a stranger that shows a sign that they can be saved,
I will say this:
that's what he was trying to do.
This is a conversation that we've had, and this is probably something I'll talk about in more time when I get back next week and talk about this on my show, is that there's one concept in the Bible that I've struggled with, but I've understand more and more now. You read it in Romans 1, you read it in, I think, 2 Thessalonians is 2, where because we have free will, God doesn't force anyone to choose him or reject him, right? He completely makes that decision ours. It's our decision to reject him. It's our decision to believe in him. That's completely on us. For the people who go out of their way to reject Christ, at a certain point, he turns them over to their own desires, which means that he turns them over to their own wickedness. There is no thought that is more horrifying than God essentially turning you over to your own destruction. And the question is, do we know for certain who completely has been turned over to a reprobate mind? No. So we have to assume that there's a chance that somebody can still be saved. However, there are people out there, and we may have seen quite a few of them over the last 48 hours. They are just beyond saving. And that's not me being, pessimistic or black-pilled. It's just the way that it is.
For me, when I think about it, it's going to be like, if you've had friends or family that have struggled with severe addiction, there is always that point where you have to let that person make their own decisions.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I'm looking at it.
And like at a certain point, you just have to turn them over. And I get it. For friends or former friends, it should be very easy, because there's just some people you just don't need in your life. With family, with blood, I get that it's a lot tougher to do that. But like I said, you can't save someone who does not want to be saved. That is the message.
Yeah.
Like I tell you all the time, the Bible tells us that Jesus wants everyone to be saved. The Bible does not say that everyone wants to be saved by Jesus. You will never find that anywhere in scripture whatsoever. And that's kind of the harsh reality that we don't really talk about too much, but I mean, it is what it is.
All right, what you got to bring up, Emerald?
Oh, no, nothing else. Oh, I can bring that back up real quick.
Because all I had, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, here it is. So I guess.
Yeah.
Alex Jones has, I guess, announced that he's going to do nationwide tours at universities for Charlie Kirk.
Oh no!
I don't think he'll have the same charisma with the kids, but I sure like him.
You asked for it, you got it. If you didn't like Charlie Kirk, here comes Alex.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. It's like you're never gonna find another Charlie Kirk.
No.
Like there's
he was
no
generational talent.
There's no one who's next in line to be the next Charlie. But I think what the point is, and I think this is a strong point to make, is that they murdered him to silence him and to kill his movement.
Yes,
we have to send the message that we are not going to back down. Like
it's
if
like
you're
his
going
wife
to,
said, it's going to come stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, if you want to kill Charlie for what he said, you're gonna have to kill all of us. It's like that. That's just simply the way that it's gonna. You're gonna have to wipe out all. You got to show the world just how evil and how wicked and how demonic and satanic you actually are. You're going to have to kill everyone.
Yeah. I was going to show the transgender band that dropped the song with references to murdering Charlie and Elon, but you know what? Do we even want to watch it? I'll bring it up, and
I'm already.
I don't. I would say not even to give them the eyes on it.
You know what? I have it queued. I'm just going to pull it off. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, like I said. And look, I know it's very easy to get angry with these people. I'm angry with these people. So I'm not saying this as someone who doesn't know exactly how a lot of you guys are feeling. My thought is to look, let the demons reveal themselves.
Yes.
Because we need to know who the psychopaths are. So when you're seeing them act demonic and evil, let them act demonic and evil. Now you know exactly who your enemies are.
Mm-hmm.
This is
free speech, baby. Let them speak. Let them keep talking.
Cecil said it. You guys said it. I 100% agree, because all they're going to do is result in more people, and whether you're Christian or not, being saved, because is a way to look at it. Because and where do they have to go if they just dissent a little bit? No, I mean, some, like you were saying, society. A lot of us here are way more right leaning than Charlie was, and a lot of us are way less right leaning than Charlie was, but we're all here. We're all fine. We argue all the fucking time. We
disagree, but I've never had any serious. We just disagree. It's fun
because that used to be normal.
Nah, Vaughn makes me very angry. No, I'm just kidding.
I have that effect on people. It's my good looks.
Here's one a little more.
Vaughn did hit Bat's car.
I didn't.
I'm a huge fan of the New Zealand All Blacks. I love the haka, so I like seeing this.
I love the haka too. This is awesome. Imagine being stuck in a room with these guys. I would be terrified.
No, you wouldn't. You'd have a great time.
You know what? I'm glad you're playing this video, because this is something that I was thinking about earlier, and we were having a conversation about it offline. Is that I think that, in all honesty, killing Charlie Kirk was actually worse than if they had successfully killed Donald Trump.
Yes,
because Donald Trump, whatever you feel about him, is far more polarizing as a figure than Charlie Kirk was, right? So if they had successfully killed him, you would have had a lot of people going both ways, but it would have been expected. With Charlie Kirk, like I said, anyone with any reasonality whatsoever realized that Charlie was probably the most sensible out of anyone in the right-wing movement, and you murdered him. And not only did you murder
what they don't
him,
understand is neo-Nazis hated him too. Like, they hated Charlie Kirk. They thought he was a Jewish shill. And I'm like, you idiots! Like, you don't know what you just unleashed.
Dude, I've literally seen so many people in the last couple of days literally calling Charlie Kirk a Israel shill, a shill for the Jews, and then 2 days later trying to say that the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. It's like, you guys are no better than the people who are cheering on and celebrating his death.
No, he's right. Like I saw a post recently talking about how there's a conspiracy going on about whether or not Ben Shapiro had something to do with his death.
Oh, fuck off. I don't even like Ben Shapiro.
I'm not even joking. No. People think Ben Shapiro had him knocked off so he could go on tour and do what he was doing.
That is such an insane thing.
Yeah, the thing is, I like Ben Shapiro. I have disagreements with him.
I think he's a fucking mark. I'm sorry.
No, I'm more like Vagabundo. I like some of his takes. I think he's a bit of a, he's
I disagree with everything he says. I just think he's a fucking mark. I think he's an egotistical jackass.
Well,
his movie,
you have your right to that opinion. I'm just saying that, look, there's people, they got ties to other countries, whether it's by birth or blood or whatever. I have some Caribbean ties, so once in a while I'll say that. So I can't hate on Ben Shapiro for doing anything like that. Here I'm an American first.
You should have asked me earlier, BS Warren. We're wrapping up, buddy.
No, but at the same time, it's like we can disagree, argue with each other, but none of us wish death upon each other or whatever.
No.
So, and that's what they don't get.
Yeah.
And that's what they don't get.
Vaughn wanted Battsauce's car to die. I'm just saying.
Well, Battsauce is a monster, and we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, but I mean, what they're doing is projecting.
But I don't want anything bad to happen.
They'll claim that we have violent speech or we're promoting violence, yet we only see them promoting actually doing violence.
Well, this is the problem. They only believe that because, like I said, what is they hear from everyone in the media that the right is violent? What do they hear from every late night host that they listen to? The right is violent. What do they hear from every movie that they watch? The right is violent. What do they hear from every television show that they watch?
That new
the right is violent.
Apple show, dude.
Yeah,
dude, that show has aged like milk, and it hasn't even come out yet.
No, they should just pull it. They really should. Biden, the biggest threat to our country is alt-right wing superiority, MAGA.
Did you guys see? Like I said, I just got here a little while ago, so you might have already talked about this. Did you guys see the preview for the next episode of Peacemaker, the James Gunn show?
I did not.
What happened?
Literally,
I did
look
talk
forward.
about it in Discord.
Look for it on Twitter. Literally, the first 5 seconds of the trailer is a sniper on the roof of what looks like to be a school, some kind of school/college, and he's literally sniping someone who is close to John Cena. It's like this is days after the Charlie Kirk situation, and this is why it's like there's no way that this guy was murdered by a lone wolf. For this to come out literally 2 days later.
I did. We did have a debate about this in Discord before I hopped on. Me and one other person think. Honestly, I do like for any sniper thing on a show, they're going to always put the sniper in a higher point usually, and stuff like that is usually months in advance. So I just think the timing of it was just bad, and it just looks bad. I don't think it was on purpose. I mean, I'm not going to watch the Peacemaker show because. Once I heard that Peacemaker's not going to do anything like Peacemaker, I was like I said, my view of it is that every single day that goes on, the less I believe in coincidences. That's just my opinion.
And I can now. Right now, as far as I'm going with it, is I think that it was organized. I think
Mike! Oh, your mic's going in.
Yeah, your mic's going.
Doing that fucking thing again. I'm sorry. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, I do want to watch. I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I might be inclined to agree with you after a little bit of more research. I do want to close on this. Go ahead.
You want to close on that? I was going to say because we brought it up, I do have Cenk Uyghur's response.
Let's go. Let's close on that. This was happy though. I'm just gonna look at these guys.
Yeah,
speaking of the Haka dance, they also been doing the Haka dance to stop pride parades with kids.
Yep,
I did
saw
see that.
too.
I did see that.
The only misuse I've seen of the Haka dance was when they were doing it in the
Parliament
chamber. Yeah, the Parliament, and it was done by women. So it's like, oh, stop it. All right, Emerald. We'll close on Cenk Uygur since I like seeing some.
I thought he said jinky uterus for some reason.
Like I said, you play Chink's reaction, but this is exactly why I say I think killing Kirk was even worse than had they had killed Trump, because these people knew Charlie. It's not like they can say, "Oh, he's a Nazi, he's a fat." Like they actually knew him because he went out of his way to engage with these people, and now they've seen him murder, and they're watching how their side is reacting to his murder, and now they're like, "Okay, we've officially gone too far now."
Yep.
So here we go.
Charlie Kirk was shot in Utah giving a speech there. I just found out he's passed away. I can't believe he's dead. He was shot in the neck. Some of you might have seen an elderly man being dragged away. Turns out it was not him. Authorities don't know who did it. Violence is not the answer. This is a horrific tragedy. And we're all in danger now. This is a terrible, terrible thing to do. Violence is intellectual surrender. It's giving up and saying, I'm a loser. I don't know how to win in a battle of ideas. I'm going to resort to violence like an animal. It is the very last thing anyone who's progressive or on the left would ever do. We are for nonviolence. We are for peace. We are for our fellow human beings and humanity overall. So I don't know who did this, but whoever they are, they're a monster, and they've done something terrible. That was not just a pundit. That was a human being. I'm so sorry to the Charlie Kirk family. My
Thing is if you listen to his voice is cracking.
Yeah, he was legitimately upset.
The thing is, he could take his the majority of his ideas and come over to this side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, he also, if you saw on Twitter, he also went after Keith Olbermann, of course, another demon who tried to double down and smear Charlie after death. He even called out Keith Olbermann and said, "You're literally a piece of shit."
Yeah, he's still doing it. He's been doing it since it happened, posting shit like, just a reminder. Charlie Kirk was all of these things.
Honestly, over the years, Anna and Cenk Uygur has been kind of going more towards our side of things, as more of their side goes further deeper in the hole.
Yep.
Yeah, Anna more so than Chink, but I think this one broke Chink. Like I think he's kind of completely.
And I think Anna's transformation's rubbing off on Chink. I think that's
what things like immigration policy and benefits, socialistic kind of benefits to people. Those things can be debated and come to a reasonable conclusion.
Yeah.
But other things just can't. And there's plenty of room over here for ideas, for conversations, for debate. But there's no room for that shit.
Yeah, but like I said,
it did make me feel good, honestly, just seeing even him go. But yeah, some of these people are fucking demons, man. But there's some that can be. We're seeing Charlie's turning point here. We really are.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going
to. I think the redeemable people. I think the redeemable people are the ones who are looking at the situation like Chink. Like there have been others from the left who are like, this is absolutely wrong, and I can't believe you guys are celebrating this. Like this is horrific. Like I think that the reality of seeing evil within their side has made a lot of people question whether they want to continue to be on the side or not. Right. I think that the redeemable people, those people have gone to the point where now they're questioning, okay, what do I want to be like? The unredeemable people, like, I'm sorry, if you're celebrating this, I honestly don't know if there's any redemption available for you, or if you even can be redeemed at this point. We have to accept that for some people, maybe a lot more than we're willing to accept, they're just too far gone at this point.
Yep. And it was kind of like there was a big little bit of inner fighting where we had to take some of the people on our side and slap some fucking shit sent into them when they were pointing out, oh, that girl who was horrifically murdered on a train had a BLM poster in her bedroom or dorm room. Who the fuck cares? That
exactly.
Matters.
especially once the video and
A
the
lot of them
photos
turn around
came
and go
out.
like, I was just saying maybe, but a lot of apologies came pretty quickly after that.
But that's the thing, though. It's like that's the way that those people think. Because when we saw what happened to that girl, especially when the video and the photos came out, let's say that she did have a Black Lives Matter poster on her wall. It's like, does that make it like who cares? It's like she got horrifically murdered on a train. It's like that's the takeaway. Like just because she had a poster on her wall doesn't mean that she somehow deserved it, right? That's not the way that we think.
That's the difference between them and us.
Yeah. Our side doesn't care if it's a person on their side that it happens to. We still think it is a horrible thing that needs to be corrected and prevented.
Yeah. If what happened to Charlie Kirk happened to AOC, we're not going down to Kid Rock's honky tonk and drinking a bunch of beers and throwing it back. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it's fine. Like, no one would do that. Now, the only people who would even think of doing something like that are evil people.
Yes.
Genuinely biblical evil people.
100%. No, you would see Alex Stein would probably be going crazy if that happened.
Yeah.
You would see nothing but people on our side saying what happened and how can we prevent this?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is good. Dude, Cenk is totally wow.
And that's a good thing.
Some good feedback. Yeah.
That, I do. I'm not all doom and gloom about the future of this. I think it is a turning point to where one, the line's drawn in the sand. There's no, like no more kind of compromises for people who are speaking evil. So now it's like, hey, if you're on this side and you do this, and this, hey, we're not budging an inch on our side to compromise with the people next to you. So I think that's going to be a change. The other, honestly, besides this, it's been for the past couple months now. I've been saying we've been kind of in like a silent Cold War anyway on information front, from the censorship happening from the UK and spreading throughout the world over media and saying it's to protect the kids but to get government control. It's more reason that a lot of us are going to be fighting against that. So I think we're at a war, but not in the sense of where it's going to be like large scale battles or anything. There might be casualties here and there, but overall, I think a lot of us are going to try to get this country back to how it was meant to be.
I get that, but in all honesty, like I said, I don't see that. I think that this is a line in the sand that now everyone is aware of. The reality of the situation is that there's at least 35 to 40% of the people in this country that if you have politics that mirror Charlie Kirk or any way further right of his politics, they want you dead. And those people want blood. They're not looking for peaceful resolution. They're not looking for a way for us to all get along. They want blood. And the reality is that this is going to...
Now we know who they are.
Yeah.
Well, I get what
I don't
agree with
see
you
it
on that.
de-escalating at this point.
Okay, I get what you're saying with that, but now that these guys expose themselves, they're not really the military inclined types of folks. I think we do have an advantage. That's why you're not going to see like large scale battles or anything like that. There might be.
Well, we've already had a casualty though.
Well, I will say this, and like I said, this is coming from me from a more biblical perspective of this. Like I said, when we talk about Revelation, the second horseman in Revelation is literally the horseman that brings war to the planet, saying that it removes peace from the earth so that people kill each other. And the number of people who end up killing each other is upwards of 25% of the world's population. So imagine a conflict in the United States in the not so near future, or in the near future, where 25% of the country kills each other. That would be horrific bloodshed on a level that we cannot possibly imagine. And that's exactly what the Bible says is going to happen. And like I said, it's a complete difference between belief and unbelief. I understand that. I'm just saying that from my perspective, which is a biblical one, I don't think that this is going to get better. I think that with Charlie's death, The lines have been drawn. People know what side they need to be on. It's now time to pick a side. That's just the way that I see it.
And I'm in between. I do agree with that last part 100%. Now is a time to pick a side. If you're on that side and you see what happened and you disagree with what happened and you see the responses and you disagree with the response, do some inward looking and maybe realize that the people on the other side are not your enemy and you could actually have a conversation with them and you can disagree on a lot of things and still be valued.
Well, they killed
But
Charlie Kirk
because
he was trying to have a conversation.
I know, but it's going to wake a lot
He
of
wouldn't want you
waking a lot of
to
people up.
stop doing it. He would want you to keep going. That is the most important takeaway. I'm so sick of people going, he was wrong. No, he was right.
No.
That's why they killed him, because he was fucking right.
Yeah.
Don't be a cuck and give way. All right.
There we go. We're
We're
gonna
not
end on
doing the
some
tough guy thing.
positivity.
We're not going to do the tough guy thing when you're too pussy to carry on his mission. Fuck off.
Vaughn, for the words of positivity to end the show on society. I loved having it on, but I really didn't want to end the show on such a downer note.
I mean, our world is such a downer right now. I mean, I don't know what more to tell you.
It is. And Drew, I do apologize. We usually end right hard at 2 hours, but it's been a 3-hour, 4-hour show.
This is the longest stream I think I've ever been on.
And I'm
usually
thanks for sticking out through the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you
2 hours is
out.
usually my cutoff, and I'm wasting away. So
thanks for
hanging in there
the whole time. You're welcome
No
back
worries.
anytime. Drew, tell people how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on X, Twitter at Drew Outstanding. You can also find me on YouTube where I do adaptive sports, pop culture stuff. You can find a lot of motivation things there, and especially my story of the nightmare I've been through in the past 4 years and continues. But I keep fighting and speaking engagements and events and just trying to live life. So that's Operation Outstanding in Field on YouTube. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for hanging out. And it is very inspiring. So I recommend everybody go check it out. Nate, what do you have coming up? Keep it short. We're at 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm Full Metal.
Thanks, Nate. Now who's next?
Dickhead.
Love you, Nate.
Love you too, bud. No, you can find me at Full Metal Nate on X, YouTube, and Rumble. I do a lot of D&D content. We are currently going through our Curse of Strahd campaign. We are in the third and final season that just started a weekend ago. The next episode, episode 21, will be live on September the 20th. So if you're into D&D or you've never seen a game of D&D before in your life, I don't care. Come check us out. We have a lot of fun over there, and we love responding to comments and just putting on a good show. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Runaway Vagabond. Great having you on. And where can people find you next?
Okay, you can find me on my channel, The Runaway Vagabond. Tomorrow should be, if there is a Touch Grass tomorrow, I'll be there, and I'll be on Anime for Homies. Oh, well, and then Sunday night on my channel, I'm hosting I Swear It's Not Hentai. I got a real fun planned stream going to kind of like ease people's minds from this horrible past couple weeks.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so So I'm like, okay, no politics. Let me get to a stream to where people can get back to escapism. So whether you're a gooner, non-gooner, whether you like anime, don't like anime, whether you hate it or love it, please check out my channel, The Runaway Vagabond. And we're gonna have a fun stream, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Excellent. Young Vaughn Coleman, writer extraordinaire. Where can you find you?
Yes, you can find me at all the usual spots. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm also, go to my website, rebeloasisstudios.com. If you haven't already joined my email list, I'm already on my next project. I have a short story that released recently, if you guys want to check that out for free, as part of a short story collection. It's a little free sample. But I also do have my short story collection I'm doing with Allie. So make sure to check that out. And let me go ahead and post the link to my short stories. You can read all 3 parts online for free. Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I gotta... God damn it. Where is it? All right. And by the way, I almost feel bad because I just posted it. Reddit, I hate Reddit, but my short stories seem to be doing okay on there. Short stories. So I don't know if they want me to die in there, but they seem to like my work so far.
Thor.
So far, yeah. So if you go ahead and check it out, it's called have you heard of the Highland Houndsman? It's basically follows a summer camp. It's based on a summer camp actually that I went to that was founded for kids who lost loved ones in 9/11, but it's inspired by an urban legend we grew up with. I did a whole video talking about it, so you can check that out for free if you haven't already. And if you like that, sign up for my email list. So yeah,
highly recommend it. Phenomenova's a great series. If you don't already have it, it's one of my top 5 recommended books in general. Selena, you just got your computer back. You got nothing to promote, but you're my producer and my wife, so I'm happy to have you for 2 reasons. Tell everybody good night.
Night.
There we go. Drunken Emerald Arrow. Where can people find you next?
Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. PST over on Sammy 3P's channel. We have Cavecast. I don't remember who we're going to be talking about. Then we are off for Touchgrass Theo Snodgrass for the next 2 weeks. And then at 7 p.m. PST on Saturday is insert title here. Again, just like Vagabond, the show is going to be non-political, not talking about anything. We're just going to play a game. We're going to decompress, and we're going to just kind of veg out. And then Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST on my channel is Nerds Covering the News. That's a Rumble exclusive. And then on Wednesday over on Double Made We Do's channel is the Make Me a Sandwich show.
Excellent. And last minute addition, but always a great one to have aboard. And it's good to talk to you again. It's been way too long. Society Reviews. Where can people find you next, my friend?
Yes. Well, as you guys know, I'm in enemy territory called Southern California for the next couple of days. So Sunday's episode, find me over at Society Reviews on YouTube or on Rumble. You can find me on X as well. Sunday's episode of The Bible Ends is pre-recorded. It's going to be talking about the fact that there are some people out there who believe that the rapture can happen in the next 2 weeks. I don't agree with those people. However, with how things have gone over the last couple of days, it kind of makes you wonder if something else is actually around the corner. But I did talk about that before I left. I'll be back live on Tuesday for the bar room. So on Tuesday, you'll get kind of my live collective, comments on everything that happened with Charlie Kirk and a few other things that I've noticed in the last couple of weeks as well. So I'll be back live on Tuesday. And then, I'm trying to get back into the streaming schedule. But like I said, I'm on vacation at the moment and a lot of things are going on, but I want to hear from me. That's where you can hear from me right now.
Excellent, man. I put your X in there, and I will put the link to societyreviews.com with all of your other links as well. As for me tonight, I don't know if there's anything else coming up tonight, so probably won't be live, but follow me over on X and you'll know where to find me. Weekly Rogues Gallery for now is every Friday, 5:30 p.m. PST on YouTube and Rumble. I just hit 800. I didn't know it till tonight, so thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wish it's under fodder. Absolutely, I got the Drew outstanding bump, baby.
Bump those numbers up.
I appreciate everybody. And yeah, shit. We'll have the new schedule rollout. Will be second week in October, moving to Saturdays. I'll keep everybody posted about that. With the Rogues Gallery, Ironcast will be through the week sporadically, no lockdown schedule, but I do like doing those most of the time. I haven't enjoyed them that much this week, but I appreciate everybody for hanging out.
Yeah, well, hey, one last thing. I'll be on the pub tonight on Devil Made Me Do It.
Devil made me do it in the pub. Go to the pub.
I'm
Everybody
streaming all night. Streaming all night, I guess.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry to keep you. You're like, I'll have a nice break.
I'm okay.
Fuck, you're going all the way
I
through.
forgot. I'll be at the pub too, so
I crushed one of these.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to go.
I just rememberred I'm on the pub too.
Are you all on the pub?
No.
Devil, what the fuck? I want to be on the pub.
I'm not on the pub.
I've slipped through the pub twice. I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Devil
does it. Last time I went on, I fell asleep on Sammy style on stream.
Nice. He asked me if I wanted to go on one time.
Well, what time is it for you guys? Because it's 2 a.m. The pub.
2 a.m.
It's like 10 after midnight over here.
1, I think,
Yeah,
for me.
something like that. Yeah, I'm on the
Central?
Pacific, so
11 p.m.
Yeah, I'm on West Coast time, but my body's still on East Coast time,
Oh,
and I
shit.
don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, I know. See, I'm originally from San Diego, so.
Well, I am too, but like I said, I've been in Atlanta for the last several years, and yeah, I'm not used to.
Oh, I forgot. Why don't you come to Dragon Con?
Well, for me, it's either the pub or Cavecast. Sammy 3P, Cavecast, tomorrow morning at 8. I'm usually over there when I don't sleep in. Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass is on hiatus. Theo is also out, kind of a working vacation, as he calls it. But go sub over there. We're going to be dropping some shorts for Theo to keep everybody get their Theo fix while he's away. So there's all his links. He's not here, but that's where to find him. All right. That's all I got for you tonight. We're going to close on the intro. If anybody wants to stay in BS, you're more than welcome to. If you got other things to do, guys, thanks for hanging out this long. Drew, that's for you because I know you got the pub, buddy. Anyway, good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
We're active in about 15 campuses, and we're growing very, very quickly. And keep in mind, this is not just a flash in the pan movement. We're going to become an institution to give them the power and the confidence to stand up and let their voice be heard. I started this organization when I was 18 years old. I decided not to go to college. I didn't get in my dream school, which was the United States Military Academy at West Point. I have this idea to galvanize and motivate the future youth of this country around a core set of ideas, not just political parties or politicians. And the ideas are really America's the greatest country in the history of the world. The Constitution is the greatest political document ever written, and free enterprise is the most assured way to lift people out of poverty and create prosperity for all. Those are the three big ideas. And I think that's something that can win. We as Christians are called to go into the public arena to correct error with truth. So I go to college campuses and there's a lot of error. We're all sinners. We all live in error. I'm far more interested in what God wants of me than what I want from God.
I have to say this without getting emotional, but I'm very proud of my husband. And I know many of you are too. You have worked so hard. And I know a lot of you have seen, obviously, his videos on TikTok and all the stuff he does on campus, but no one gets to see him from my angle except for myself and our children. And the sacrifices that he made this year, he's amazing. I'm very blessed.
And I would not have been able to do any of it without Erica. And that's the real truth. I'll tell you what. You are here as a grassroots response to the top-down revolution happening in this country. I want our Turning Point USA students to receive a round of applause. These are the freedom fighters of America.
The media said that Turning Point could never run a ground game. They weren't experienced. They didn't know Charlie, right?
This is the greatest generational realignment since Woodstock. This generation is the most conservative generation that we have seen in well over 50 years, and the numbers show it. What young people especially are screaming at is they say, give me a structure that I can live my life by. And especially with young men, more challenging of them, more saying, you know what, honestly, I'm not gonna talk down to you. Stop being a boy and become a man. You wanna learn what that means? Come to church and I'll tell you what it means to become a man. Because we have the greatest story ever told. What can I do to save the country? You answer that question every single day because you are doing the work to save this beautiful republic. You are doing something that is bigger than you.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.